Take two. Hello, hello. My name is Rob. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Can you hear me? I caught that one pretty quick. Looks like I'm on now, right? Confirm that you can hear me, please. That would be awesome. Waiting for the first yes or thumbs up or something. There we go. Audio good. Thank you, Scott. Yes, we hear you. Awesome. Thank you. First sentence you did not hear, but I repeated it, so we're good. You know what warms my heart? That is, so I was sitting here, I changed the countdown timer from, I don't know, what was it normally, 3 minutes and 12 seconds, because that's how long that song is, to 5 minutes today, just to start it. I started it at 1 or 2 minutes earlier. So I was just watching the live chat, and it warms my heart to see all you guys saying hi to each other. You all know, I mean, maybe not all, some of you are new here. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rob. Nice to meet you. But if you're returning and you're normally here, then you know a lot of people in here, and we've built a pretty cool community, I'd say. And I love that. That's awesome. And a lot of you have gone out and spawned your own live streams, which is amazing. Actually, I noticed Lori Soul Circle. I think Soul Circle. Sorry, I think you're here. She's kind of curated a list of when a whole bunch of people go live. So if you're interested in that, check out Lori's channel, and you can find out when other people who are often here go live. And you can check out their channel. So, anyways, I just love that. I love that everyone's getting to know each other, and yeah, I guess we're kind of all in this together, aren't we? I'm still trying to grow my channel, even though I'm about to reach a pretty cool milestone. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. It doesn't mean the game is over when I get there. Right? It's just the game continues, and I say game. I mean, you can take it serious or you don't have to, but I mean, I guess it is serious. It's my livelihood. This is what I do for work. This is what I do for income. But at the same time, I love doing this, and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of people do this just for fun, which is a fantastic reason to do YouTube. I mean, how cool is it to pick up your phone? Okay, first of all, I'm thinking back to the 80s. First of all, how cool is it to reach into your pocket and grab a phone? But now phones today aren't like phones in the 80s. Phones today, you can make a video of yourself. And then you can put it somewhere where everybody in the entire world can see it and watch it, basically within minutes of you recording it. It's just amazing. I think we live in an amazing time, and perhaps we take it for granted, but anyways, I don't know. Just every once in a while, I like to kind of sit back and think, and it's like, wow, this is pretty cool what we are able to do here. I mean, not everybody's interested. Not everybody is into this kind of stuff, right? Tech can be overwhelming because there's a lot of it, right? I mean, when computers started, there was probably one way to type a letter. Now you've probably got a choice of 50 different programs you can choose, right? I mean, anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I didn't even plan on going there. So, but yeah, if you just noticed, I have a live ticker in the corner showing the sub count for my channel, and it is live, and I'm not sure if you guys know where you can find that, but I can show you. It's right in, well, I'll show you right now. Let me share my screen. Just in case you're ever interested in doing this, or seeing where you can find it, you go to your YouTube studio. So you see that it's here anyways, but go to your analytics page like this. Oh, wait, now I'm just going to have to shrink this down so you can see all of it. Okay. So you go to your analytics page, and then up here, real time, updating live, see live count. You click on that button. There it is. All right. So what I did is I'm basically taking a screenshot of that, and it counts automatically. Let me switch to my phone. Let me grab my phone. Okay. Hello, here's my phone. So now you can see what I'm seeing. If I just do this. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, all right? But this live ticker here, what I'm doing is I'm basically taking a screenshot of that. On my larger monitor, I've got that down in the corner, and I can't move that because if I move that, then what you see in the corner will move. Okay, so that's how I'm doing that. So if you're interested at all, I mean, I could always make a video, I suppose, on how to do that, but I just told you. So I suppose I could clip this out and make a short out of this, couldn't I? How to include a live ticker in your live stream. So there you go. What are we going to talk about today? Let me see. I'm here to answer any questions you have. Yeah, so let's start there. So if you have questions, type 3 Qs, QQQ, in your comment or your question before or after or in the middle of it if you want. I search for the 3 Qs and that'll bring up a whole bunch of, it'll bring up all of the questions that from people who put 3 Qs in there, and then I can go through and answer them. So, but before we get into that, I just want to go right back to the beginning just to quickly see who's here and acknowledge a few people. Who's your mama is, that's kind of funny. I read it as Hoosier, as in Indiana Hoosiers, mama, but as I said it, who's your mama? That's kind of cute. Hello and welcome. And Jen Ellis is here. How you doing? From Oklahoma. And Mike's Adventure Sparks is here. Hello, Mike. Catherine from New Zealand is here. Hello, Catherine. Peanut, you can't go out there. You can't go out there. Who else we got? Oh, what do I use my tablet for? I just saw that in the current question. I can show you really quick what I'm using that for. You ever heard of the Stream Deck? Well, I'm not using it anymore. I'm using my tablet instead of the Stream Deck now. Okay, there's a Stream Deck app you can get and put on your iPad, and then a Stream Deck, you're normally limited to, it's either 6, 15, or 32 keys. You can have up to 64 on this if you want to. I mean, as you can see, I'm not using many of them, and I still have the Christmas special ones on there. But yeah, that's what I use it. So I can press a button here and it'll change the scene, right? Let's switch back to the iPhone. I just press that button there that says iPhone. If I want to share a screen, it's that one. And then go back to me, it's that one, and so on. So that's what I use that for. Do I still use Kajabi? Yes, I do. I still use Kajabi. It got a little more expensive in January. But yeah, so it's $250 US per month, which is quite a lot. But I do love it. I do love it. It does a lot of heavy lifting for me. It does a lot of different things. It eliminates probably 5 apps that I would have to get to replicate what I do with Kajabi. And Ocean Breeze, thank you so much for the super chat. And Ocean Breeze says, broke my ice and did my first live last Saturday. Thanks for your help. Way to go. Congratulations. How was that? How was that? I remember my first live and I was petrified, but I was over the moon, overjoyed when it was over and I had done it. So hopefully you felt the same way too. Yeah, really nothing bad can happen. If you mess up, you could always delete it, but hey, good for you. You've done it. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. Very good. All right. Heidi says, oh, how fun, a sub live countdown. Yeah. Oh, I see we've gained 2 subscribers since we've gone live. That's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I plan on keeping that there. And just to kind of put a bow on that topic, I do plan on going live right before I hit 100,000. I'm gonna do all I can to do that, whatever time of day it is. I think yesterday I got 179 subscribers. The day before it was 177. So if I keep that pace up, it'll probably happen Saturday or Sunday, which is great. I just wanted to, I wanted to avoid Monday evening, I leave. I'm going on vacation for a while and I won't be able to go live then. So if it can happen before that, then I will be live to so my plan is to maybe go live, I don't know, when I'm maybe 20 or so away, 99,980, so that we can catch it rolling over. So if that works for you guys, you can join me. Awesome. If not, I understand. I'm sure I'll make a video out of it. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I'll be listening while working on projects. Rosanny, welcome. Fair enough. It's good to multitask. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. And Melissa from Colorado. And Phoenix, I am. Work-life balance. Lori is here. And Mike and Scott. And YouTube Agent Prep from San Antonio. Hello. Okay, let's see now. Yes, growing your channel. Rob is great at keeping it authentic and real. Live I've learned so much from being here. Awesome, Heidi. Yes, we talk about growing your channel. Growing your channel and just getting started on YouTube, I guess. I mean, if I were to put myself in a box, I guess that, I mean, I started helping people edit videos is how I started this channel, making how-to videos, and then kind of moved over towards helping people, or not actually in the beginning, it was just suggesting that I think if you're older, you should start YouTube. Right? And then it's just kind of grown from there. And as I learn things, I share them. Is basically what it is. So you'll never catch me, or if you do, slap me, but you'll probably never catch me calling myself a YouTube guru or expert, because I'm not. I, in fact, don't really believe they exist unless you work at YouTube and you are directly responsible or in control of, you know, the algorithm and how it works. Then, you know, you're learning just like the rest of us. So I try to learn. I try to share what I learn, and some things that maybe I haven't learned but have heard, and maybe then I try to apply my own logic to. So I've actually got 2 videos made that I have not posted yet. I recorded them over the weekend. One's going out tomorrow, and then the next one will be Monday. That's my plan. They're both relatively short, I think 6 minutes and 10 minutes, and they're just answering questions, questions that I often get asked. One is, and I think this one is tomorrow. What is it? Oh, a lot of people ask me or tell me that they plan on starting a channel and they've got a bunch of videos saved up and they're going to go boom and launch them all at the same time. I don't recommend that. Even if you have 4 made, I don't, and I know the logic. The logic is, well, if somebody watches my first video, it'd be nice if I had another one in my library that they could then watch or then be recommended by YouTube. And I guess that makes sense on the surface, but I would hate for you to launch 2 or 3 videos all at once, or 4 in the example I gave. And if one was really good and was going to go and take off, now maybe it's competing with 3 others of yours. It's kind of the way I look at it, so I don't suggest you do that. Just one at a time. Let each one breathe a little bit. That's my philosophy. And we've got another super chat. Wasabi no game. I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. Wasa by no Gameu. Anyways, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Just wanted to thank you. I finally decided to commit to making content on YouTube. First video, 1 hour, 20 minutes of me yapping and building my PC. That's cool. I mean, people would be interested in that, I'm pretty sure, right? And actually, that's kind of a neat thing. I mean, you could be talking about something unrelated to building a computer. Oh, by the way, while I'm talking about this thing, I'm going to build a computer. That's kind of clever because that's 2 different things people could be interested in. And if they start losing interest in one thing, they start paying attention to the other, right? So that's kind of a neat strategy. Good luck with it. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let me type the, I just saw, I find vertical lives are a better way to get random viewers than vertical if you are a small streamer from my experience. Yeah, I've been waiting for, and I think they're really close. I know they're in beta. Ecamm Live is going to make it easier to live stream to both at the same time, widescreen and shorts on YouTube, both on YouTube. And as soon as I figure out how to do that, I will. I tried to do it about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and it didn't work. Maybe because it wasn't set up to do that yet. So as soon as I figure that out, I'm going to do that because, yeah, I think you would reach a different audience because I believe there are, well, I don't believe, I think it's documented. There's a lot of people on shorts who never go to YouTube to watch long form videos. A lot of people just watch shorts. A lot of picture, maybe the younger crowd, I picture more so being on their phones all the time and maybe just scrolling through shorts. And if my live showed up on a short, I think that'd be, cool for branding. All right, QQQ, see what we got here. Solo retired life. I posted my first one 2 days ago and it's taken off with over 30,000 views and 1,600 subscribers. You really encouraged me to just post it. Wow. A regular video or a short? Because there's a big difference, but either way, 30,000 views. I've never had a short even go 30,000 views, but that's amazing. If that's your first long form video and you got 1,600 subscribers, I mean, You should write a book. Congratulations, that's awesome. Is it Ecamm that allows you to do that? So I'm using Ecamm Live, yes. And the way, I'm assuming you're talking about the way I'm showing the, oh, we just hit 99.3. The way I'm showing the live sub count. I'm using Ecamm Live to do it, but I'm sure you could do it with any live streaming software where you can add an overlay that is a partial screen capture. Okay, that's the way I'm doing it. I'm using a screen capture overlay. So I know you can do that with OBS, with Meld. I don't know what else, but I know those two for sure. Those two are very customizable, just like Ecamm is. The big difference is Ecamm allows me to put your messages, your chat messages, individually on screen like this one right here. So I really like that. And if I didn't, then perhaps I could get away with Meld or OBS. All right. Live stream software is Ecamm that I use. My tablet, I think I already saw that, but yeah, I'm using that as my virtual Stream Deck. Confused, a screenshot to me is a still shot. How does yours count down? Sorry, yeah, you're right. Screenshot is not the correct term. It's an overlay of a portion of my monitor. Okay, and my monitor has that web page on it, and that web page is from my YouTube studio. Only I can see it. You can see your own real live sub counter in your YouTube studio. And yeah, you just set up a screen capture overlay, video capture, not a still, and you can display that in Ecamm Live or OBS or Meld Studio. Sorry, I used the wrong, that was my fault. It is not a screenshot. It's a screen video. All right. Will a really old iPad work for the Stream Deck thing? How old? Really old. I don't know. You know what? I think, Heidi, that's probably a question for ChatGPT. It would probably be able to tell you. Or just go to the Stream Deck website. Mine, oh geez, I think mine's called an iPad Air. I want to say it might be 2 years old. If you've got a really old one, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess it depends if it's up to date. Like with if you're able to run the current iPad OS, is that what it's called? Then I would think you should have no trouble. It's not a very intensive program, and the way it works is by Wi-Fi. Like I don't have this plugged in anywhere. This is it's wireless. It's Wi-Fi to my home network, as is my my Ecamm, my MacBook. So that's how it connects. So I would think it would work on a pretty old iPhone, but you'd have to double check. Any plans on using any other camera instead of an iPhone? Let's say a DJI Pocket 3. I think a Pocket 3 would be pretty cool. Like if I didn't have an iPhone that took as good a video as it does, then I probably would get the Osmo Pocket 3 because that looks super cool. It's not cheap though. Like it's, for me, it's like over $700 Canadian. I think around 500 or 450 or something US. That's a big expense, and I've already put a bunch of money into my iPhone, so to me that's good enough. The reason I would like the Osmo Pocket 3 is it's so light, right? It's nice and light. It's got a little screen on it. You can see yourself, although I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean it does help. You make sure you're set up in the shot and stuff. But it's super light. You could stick it on the end of a selfie stick if you want it further away from you. And it's got the little gimbal, and it's got the Follow Me software too, I believe. So that's all very cool. But I will argue that for the videos that I make, anyways, if I'm just going for a walk and talking to my camera, whatever camera that is, to me an iPhone is fine. I just make sure I'm looking at it, and if I fall out of frame, I'm not perfectly framed. It's not a big deal to me. Right, so I don't know. My phone is probably not any heavier than the Osmo Pocket 3. I don't know for sure, but it's probably close. They're both light. So yeah, I mean, I guess if I wanted to use my phone for something else, like a couple times I've gone out to make a video and I needed to refer to notes, and I usually look at my phone for notes, but if I'm filming with my phone, I can't look at my phone. So what I do instead is I take my iPad and look at that for notes. But if you don't have an iPad and you only have a phone, then maybe the Osmo Pocket is a good choice. Cool. Good question. Did you know that vidIQ was talking about you back in December? Reddit and X, all positive. Pretty cool. You should Google your channel. I don't know if I knew that. If I did, I forgot. So yeah, that's pretty cool. vidIQ is, yeah, hey, it's very cool, especially if it's positive. I like that. I'm glad they're not talking negatively about me, so that's cool. Yes, thank you, Emma. Write 3 Qs down and I'll get your questions. What year and specs is your MacBook? Catherine says. So my MacBook is, I think, a 2021. Let me think now. So I've had it I think I've had it 3 years, maybe 4. It's a MacBook Pro M1 Max chip. Okay, the first M1, but at the time there was M1, I think Pro and M1 Max or Ultra and Max. Anyway, it's the best of the M1 chips at the time. I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM. I've got 2 terabytes of hard drive space, which I only use around half of that, and the other half is, I guess, buffer for whatever projects I'm working on, which is plenty. I would get 2 again, though. I wouldn't get by with 1, because sometimes I've had it as low as 500 gigabytes free, which if I only had 1, I wouldn't be able to do what I've done. But I don't think I need any more than 2. 2 terabytes is fine, because when I finish with a project, typically I move them off the computer, and I store them elsewhere on a hard drive. So yeah, so 32. 16-inch. I've got the larger screen because of my aging eyes. I wanted a bigger screen. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I love it. It's great. And that's my first Mac. Before this, I had a gaming PC that my son built for me. Not for gaming, but because gaming PCs are good for video editing. So, but I remember that it was a tower PC. It sat underneath my desk, and it sounded like an airplane taking off every time I turned it on. Even before the computer was doing anything, it was loud, right? Whereas my MacBook, the fan hardly ever comes on. So, love my Mac. Both my Macs are also M1. Oh, D's here. How you doing, D? Good to see you. Both my Macs are also M1, only 16 gigs of RAM, which I regret. My next one will have more RAM. Yeah, actually, if I were to upgrade anything about this, like the M1 Max is fine. I wish I had more than 32 gigs. Honestly, every once in a while I'll get a message, and I think it's because Camtasia maybe not all that great with the memory, is what I've read and heard, or not read, but seen in videos. I'll get a little message saying, your RAM is starting to max out. And 2 things. I'll be running Camtasia at the same time I'm running Google Chrome with like 20 tabs open. I know that's a big memory hog too. So that's probably my fault. I could probably just close some tabs and be fine. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, D. If anybody, so D and Nick Nimmin, they run a live stream Saturday mornings. Well, Saturday mornings for me at like 9 a.m. I think here, which would be 8 a.m. Eastern, but I believe they're in Thailand. Is that right, D? So yeah, that must be later Saturday night for you guys. But yeah, no, I've learned a lot from you guys. Thank you, D. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. All righty. And yeah, no, I will say, and then I will move on to more questions. This whole, so we talk about subscribers. I mean, a lot of people will say, myself included, that the number of subscribers you have doesn't even really matter. Like, it's not like you get paid anymore by YouTube. Where it does matter, well, number one, you do need 1,000 to get monetized. So there's that. But honestly, if you're making videos and people are watching your videos, it doesn't even really matter if they're subscribed or not. If they're watching all your videos, they're going to be recommended your next videos anyways. Okay, so there's that. So it is kind of just a vanity metric, I guess, but it is something that, you know, brands would look at if they're reaching out to people to maybe make a deal, see if you want to be sponsored, things like that. So it is probably because there's no better way to measure the size of a channel. That's how people typically measure it. They'll say, how big is your channel? Oh, it's 99,000 subscribers big. But what does that really mean? Like there's channels with 100,000 subscribers that get 1,000 views a day, and there's some that'll get 20,000 views a day, right? There's a difference. And it's the views you get is probably a better indication as to how much money you're making from your channel. Of course, you got to apply the RPM and stuff too. But yeah, no, that said, you know, when I started YouTube, it was a goal of mine. I mean, I see these videos of people unboxing their play buttons and, oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to get that. And so you set goals for yourself, whatever your goals are, be them monetary or a subscriber count or watch hours or how many videos you've made. Maybe 100 videos is a goal you have, or whatever it is, whatever you need to set goals. Okay, and so I set this one for myself, 100,000 views, and I said I'm going to celebrate it, and I'm going to be proud, and however I do it is how I do it, and is going to be something I'll remember. So that's what I'm choosing to celebrate it live with you guys, hopefully, if I can, and I'm going to jump in the ocean. So there you go. There you go. All right, now let's get back to the questions. Here we go. Daniel, how you doing? What is the best way to deal with self-motivation as far as making videos? Some days I want to make videos, but then just can't bring myself to do it. I would say we've all been there. I've been there. I've definitely been there. Where I mean, I say all the time that I love what I do and I love making videos, but of course we're always going to have days where we just don't feel like doing it, right? And maybe we need some motivation, but maybe we don't. And what I mean is, maybe you just need a break. Like, and I'm not saying you need a break now. I'm just saying on days where you just don't feel like doing it, maybe don't. Maybe take a day off or take a morning off or an afternoon off or 2 days or a week or whatever you need. Because it's kind of like, I think of exercising, right? Like whether it's lifting weights or running or whatever you do for exercise, you need rest days. Right? Your muscles actually grow between exercise days, like when you're resting, right? Your muscles are repairing themselves, right? When you go to sleep, you are recharging yourself, right? If you stayed up all night long and then didn't go to bed one night and then went to work at 8 a.m. the next morning, you'd be a mess. Well, I don't know about you. I shouldn't put words in your mouth, but I would be a mess. I would not be productive. I needed a break. I needed to go to sleep. But sometimes we need more than just the standard go to sleep breaks. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes for our mental health or whatever it is, yeah, you just got to do it. So I guess my point is, when you don't feel motivated, if maybe you could change the task that you're doing to something else, because there's several tasks involved in creating, right? There's recording, there's writing scripts, there's researching, right? Maybe just do something else if you don't want to do that thing that you've got to do, or just take a break. It's cool. It's all right. So that's, I guess, my attitude with that. Don't force it. As soon as you start forcing it and forcing yourself to stick to a schedule, then it's going to start to feel dangerously like work, and it's going to feel like a pain. And yeah, so you don't want to get there. You want to keep it fun. You want to keep it productive. So take breaks when you have to. All right. So let's see what else we got. Thanks, Rob. Would you consider giving a tour of your desk setup? Saw a glimpse of all the different screens, and now I'm curious, but I have to return to work at 23 past, so maybe another live. Well, I've done it before. I can do it real quick right now. And I do it with my phone. So I'll do it real quick. We'll go switch to my phone. And so, let me just tighten this up. All right, so there is my MacBook, okay, the M1 Max, 16-inch. Above that, I've got my Sony a6400 with the Sigma lens, 16 millimeter f1.4 lens. What else? Okay, the way I've plugged that camera into this is there with the cam link right there, very dusty cam link. I've got the, what are they called? KRK Rocket 5 speakers, I think. That's a Neewer 18-inch panel light. That is a Synco Mic D2 shotgun microphone. And that wire, if you followed it all the way down, you'd see it plugs in right there to the Scarlett Focusrite audio interface. What else? There's Peanut's bed. That is just a cheap, not that cheap, but maybe 150 bucks. It's an 18-inch travel laptop monitor that I'm using as another monitor. I'll take that with me when I go away. I've got the MX Keys keyboard. I've got, or Logitech MX keys, and then a Logitech mouse, MS3 Anywhere, I think it's called. This is a new monitor I just got. It's the, what is it? The LG 40-inch 5K, 2K monitor. I love that. It allows me to put so many things on the screen. So I've got that. That is what I'm screen capturing, the live counter. This is the live chat and all my tabs that are open. Camtasia, I got a couple Finder windows. I've got ChatGPT open. I've got messages open. What else? Another light. And, oh, the iPad. And then this is kind of something I rigged up. I've got all those switches hooked up to all my lights. Okay, so I can turn off my lights with these switches, and then I can charge my phone stuff. All right, there you go. Maybe I'll clip that and make a video out of that too. Okay, let me take a drink. Alrighty. Let's see, what else we got? Thinking about starting a channel. Is it a good idea to use a pseudonym? First name and last name. Is using my own photo in the channel banner absolutely necessary for people to remember me? Okay, so I've got some thoughts on this. Yes, it's absolutely okay to use a pseudonym. You don't have to use your real name. But no, there's no buts. No buts. It's absolutely okay. If that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. I use some of my name. I use my first name. I'm not trying to hide my last name. My last name is Moore. That's fine. I just, when I named my channel, I didn't know what it was going to be about. I didn't know. I knew it was going to be something about working online. I had been an entrepreneur for a long time, and I make my living at home. I was a freelancer at the time. I was editing videos, but what's my channel going to be about? I knew I wanted to do it, to make a channel. I wanted to move from doing lots of stuff for other people as a freelancer to teaching people how to do what I do. But I also knew that I should probably pick a niche and stick with it. But is it going to be how to edit videos, how to make money online, how to whatever? I didn't know. But I knew I wanted to do YouTube. So I just picked a name that had nothing to do with anything. My name is Rob, and the Maritimer simply refers to the fact that I live in the Maritimes, the Maritime provinces, or the Maritime province of Canada called Nova Scotia. There's three. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island are all Maritime provinces. So we're referred to as Maritimers, the people that live here. It's also got a nautical ocean thing about the word, maritime, right? And I'm a sailor. I love to sail, love the ocean, love the water. So it just made sense. It just identifies who I am. So that's why I called it what I did. It doesn't mean my channel has to be about maritime stuff, right? But the reason I wanted my first name in it is because I knew that to give myself the best chance at growing a channel, I needed to establish a connection with my audience. And the best way to establish a connection with your audience is to make yourself available to them and to appear human. Not just appear human, I am human. To be human, to be real. And so I wanted to do that. And so if people could see my face, know what my name is at a glance without having to search through my video, it's right there in my channel name. That's my name. Right, so I make it easy for them. So that's why. So to answer your question, if you want to use a pseudonym, if you don't want to use your real name, maybe you've got your own reasons, maybe it's privacy issues or whatever it is, doesn't matter. I would use a name that you want to be referred to as. Okay, I want to be referred to Rob. Not Bob, by the way, which some people call me in the comments. I usually ignore it, but I'm not Bob, I'm Rob. But anyways, whatever you want to be referred to as, I would put that in your channel name. It can just be a first name. So whether it's your real name or a pseudonym, doesn't matter. As far as your face in your avatar, I highly recommend you do put your face in your avatar. And the reason is that'll just make everything so much easier when you make videos. If you make videos with you in them, which again, I feel is the best way to connect with your audience. Okay, if they can see you, if they can get to know you, they know what you look like, they can, put a name to a face and all this stuff. You can then easily put your face from screenshots from your videos into all your thumbnails. And it's just, I don't know. Now, I have some people, fairly regular viewers, who often will tell me, that's not the only way to grow a channel. You could use AI. You don't have to show your face. Faceless channels are good too. And yeah, it is okay to not use your face, and you can grow a faceless channel. I won't really be able to help you grow a faceless channel because that's not my expertise. Not that I'm an expert in what I do, but it's just not the way I think. I don't see that as the easiest and best way to grow a channel. So that's why I would go that way, a name and your face. But, again, maybe you have reasons that you don't want to show your face. If it is simply that maybe embarrassing reasons, like you're embarrassed, you don't want people that you know to see you, to that I would typically say, try not to worry about it. You are actually, if you make a video and you put yourself out there and your face is in your avatar, it's on your thumbnail, and you've created a presence for yourself online, be proud of that. I would be proud of that. Not many people do that, okay? Like very few. A lot of people watch YouTube, absolutely, and I don't even know what the percentage is. It's got to be low. What percentage of people on YouTube actually make videos for YouTube and actually put themselves in a video and put it on YouTube versus people who just watch YouTube, right? The percentage has got to be low. It's got to be 1% or lower, is my guess, but I don't know. Maybe if somebody knows, let me know. I suppose ChatGPT probably knows. Right? So be proud. Be proud that you've made videos. And if anybody puts you down for it or makes fun of you about it, and maybe that's not even your reasoning, but I know it's some people's reasoning for not wanting to put themselves out there, let them. Right? Just let, it's their, the likelihood is that they're jealous that you're doing something that they would never do. That's probably, in most cases, why people, make fun of people who make videos. They're jealous. It's not the norm. You're stepping, you're stepping outside the box to do something a little bit different. So be proud. That's what I would say. All right. Let me see what's going on. What's up, Rob? What's the app you have on your iPad? The app on the iPad is Virtual Stream Deck is what it is. I think you pay yearly. You pay yearly for it. I want to say it was $25 for the year, so I'm gonna have to pay that every year. But then you don't have to use a real Stream Deck, and you can assign buttons to change scenes like this. I can change to my iPhone scene. I can change to share my screen scene, which I'll switch back to there. Really handy. Alrighty. What is going to be our focus on your path now that you have or will have soon 100,000? Growth for growth or select content to teach, advice? Is there a big picture plan? Not sure I totally understand your question, but what is my big picture plan going forward? More of the same. I don't have any plans to change what I'm doing. I want to be encouraging. You bring up a good point though, like encouragement from somebody who has, 3,000 subscribers versus somebody who has 100,000 hits differently, I guess. So yeah, there are certain types of videos that smaller channels can make that larger channels can't, and vice versa, right? So maybe there will be some subtle changes along the way. I'm not sure, but I haven't really put too much thought into it. Just more of the same. I'm going to focus on my coaching business and continuing to be as encouraging as I can in my videos. And when I learn new things, share them with you. and continue to go live. I want to continue to go live. Oh, by the way, next week, so this is all up in the air depending on when the 100K hits, but I definitely cannot go live next Tuesday. Okay, I will be in the air. So my plan is right now to go live Monday at the same time I normally go live on Tuesdays, but it'll be Monday. Okay, that is the plan. So now, if I hit 100K on Sunday, I'll go live Sunday too, but then also Monday. It's probably what I'll do. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I should mention that a couple more times. All right. Ariel Sambula, hi from Minnesota. Hello, and thank you for the kind words. I'm sure you can find an ice bath. Yeah, so, the plan is to jump in the ocean. And I mean, what fun would it be if it was super warm and if it was August here? I mean, I jump in the ocean all the time in August, so it's no big deal. An ice bath is a little bit differently. Or sorry, jumping in the ocean in February is a lot different. And I wouldn't jump off a dock. Like, I'm not going to jump off my dock into the ocean because there's no way to easily get back up. I'd have to walk ashore, and it's pretty rocky, and not going to do that. No, I will walk in. Well, I'll probably run in from the beach where I could then run out. That's the plan, and then get dried really quickly. Really quickly. Coming in late, where are you off to? I haven't said yet. I'm going somewhere warm. How's that? I'm going somewhere warm. And I'll let people know once I get there. Maybe I'll make a surprise video once I'm where I'm going. What's your favorite lapel type mic for all of your outside videos where you walk around? I use the DJI mic. So this is a little charge box that comes in. And this is what it looks like. Just a little microphone like this that clips like this, clips onto your shirt. If I can do it here. Just like that. And you can either just see how there's a green light on it. If I press a button here, now there's a red light. That's because it is recording. What I'm saying right now, it's recording. I'll stop it. There. It's got a little hard drive built into it. So I can also take this part. This is the receiver part of it, okay, that plugs into your phone. That's USB-C connection. There is also a lightning adapter for you people with the older iPhones, 14 or older, if you'd put that on the bottom instead. So I could plug that into my phone, and then my phone is picking up the audio from the mic, and it's embedded right in the video. So, but I honestly don't usually do that. I usually don't even take that anymore. I'll just take the mic and record right onto the mic. I just find that easier. And syncing that to the video is not hard at all. That's what I do. So, yeah, the DJI mic, it's the DJI Mic 1. Now, they never called it that because it was the first one, but they have since come out with the DJI Mic 2 and the DJI Mic 3. And both are increasingly more expensive. I'm fine with the one that I have. Until it stops working, I'm going to stick with that. There are some subtle improvements as you go up, like slightly longer battery life, like 15 hours instead of 14 hours. I'm never recording for 14 hours, so that's fine. And there's like 32-bit float and a couple other things. But there's also the DJI Mic Mini, which is cool. It's about half the size. The microphone is half the size, but it doesn't have a hard drive built into it. Okay, so you can't record directly onto the mic. You need to have the receiver plugged into your phone for that one to work. But other than that, I think they all pretty much have the same quality of sound from the mics. It's a really good mic. So yeah, that's what I use. All right. Do you use the selfie camera or back camera for your phone when you are doing your walk and talk videos? I always use the back camera right there. The rear, oh, you can't see it. Right there. I always use that camera, okay? Never the selfie camera. The rear camera is better. It's just a better camera. The lens is bigger. Better camera. Looks better. And also, that removes the urge to look at yourself in the selfie camera. That's a pet peeve of mine. People looking at themselves in the selfie camera, which means they're not looking at the lens, which means in the resulting video they've made, it looks like they're looking off to the side all the time, right? So if you didn't have that urge there, that video of yourself to look at, and you just had the lenses to look at, just look at the lenses and you'll be fine. So yeah, that's why I use that. Well, the main reason is it's a better camera. And I'm not too worried about, if I'm not perfectly in frame. I've tested it a number of times to know when I'm in frame, right? There's been a couple videos where I'm not framed well enough. Actually, there was one I made not that long ago. I was a little bit lower than I would like to be in the frame, so I just take a mental note. Next time I record, just make sure it's angled slightly different. So, but yeah, if your content is you sharing things, like just talking, maybe walking around and talking, then people aren't going to care if you fall out of frame a little bit. If you're not perfectly framed, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, answered that one. Oh, I signed up for Creators Cove and never received the email. Check your spam folder. You should receive an email if you've entered your email address correctly. You should get that. Check your spam folder. Yeah, if you can't find it, then what you do, just go to my website and click login, and there's a forgot password link. Okay, click that, enter your email address, and you will be emailed the opportunity to reset your password. So that's another way you can do that. Hopefully a warm place. Yes, it's a warm place, and I will disclose that when I get there. How many subs does a channel need for a wall thumbnail thingy? Are you talking about the silver play button? You need 100,000. Or the gold play button, you need 1 million subscribers. So that's a little ways off. Little ways off. Is it wise to change the channel trailer video or leave it alone? So your channel trailer video, you can change it. I mean, it doesn't. It's whatever you want. Like it's not going to affect the performance of any of your videos. Most videos are found through the videos themselves, not by people going to your channel first. Okay, so. Yeah, it's only for, if people watch a video of yours and then they decide, oh, I want to see more from this person, I'm going to click on their channel name and see what else they got. So that's how people get into your channel. As far as your channel trailer, some people use that to create like a little introduction video of themselves, right? You can do that if you want. Or what I often do, I think I've recently changed mine to one that I made not that long ago. I'm going to say every few months I might change mine. I don't know why, just so my channel page looks a little bit different. Or if I get to, I often go to my own channel just to look at the layout of my thumbnails when I'm deciding what I want my next thumbnail to look like. I sometimes do that. And if I get tired of the same video auto-playing every time, I might change it. So that's it. I don't put a whole lot of thought into that. Okay. Okay. Do you know how to get monetized as a minor? I'm eligible now. Admittedly, no, I don't. If I were to hazard a guess, so I would have to do some research on that. I don't know the answer to that. But where I would start, probably with either YouTube or ChatGPT, and I would ask the question: I'm a minor. How do I get monetized? Like maybe you need your parents' permission. Maybe, I don't know. It might have something to do with they can't pay a minor, so maybe they may have to pay your parents, who could pay you. Right? But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. It might even depend on what country you're in too. It might be different. So, sorry, don't know the answer to that one. Visit me in Hawaii, warmer ocean. That sounds nice. I've never been to Hawaii. Question, I caught only part of that about recording on the DJI. Did you say I can record only on microphone and not have the receiver plugged into my phone? Yes, Heidi, yes. And I must admit, I probably used mine with the receiver plugged in a solid 6 months before I clued in to that. Because they bill the recording button on the mic as something to do as a backup, right? Like in case the connection to your receiver fails or you walk too far away from your phone or whatever, if you record on the mic, then you have a backup copy of the recording. Well, if you don't have the receiver at all, just record to the mic. And that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing, I'm going to say, for the last several months. And it's been great. It's been great. You just bring in, when you're editing, in your editing software, you obviously you bring in the video that's going to have the bad audio. It's going to have my regular iPhone microphone audio. And then I bring in the audio. Well, here. This mic. Okay, this mic. You can then hide my face. See that? There's a USB-C connection. Can you see that? So you can plug that in right there, plug that into your computer, and your computer will recognize it as a hard drive. And then you just, what I usually do is I have two Finder windows open. I'll have one open to this and one open to my project, and I'll just click and drag the file from one to the other. And what's cool about it is you don't ever have to delete anything off of that microphone because it just kind of records over itself. I think it can hold many hours of, it's 8 gigabytes. So many hours. I don't know what it is, like 15 hours or something it can hold of audio. And it'll just eventually record over itself. And you just, it saves it by date. So you bring in the most recent one if you've just recorded. Or if you've gone out and made a recording and you recorded 3 of them, you'll see all 3 with today's date. Bring them all into your project folder, and then bring those into your video editing program, and you sync it up with the audio of your video, right? So you'll have to move them horizontally until they exactly sync up. You're going to want to zoom way in, and you might move it frame by frame until they're exactly synced up, and then you play it. You do a test play. You just see what it sounds like. If you hear an echo, that means they may not be perfectly synced. Nudge it one way or the other until it's perfectly synced and you can hardly hear any echo. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of all of the echo, but then you just delete the audio from the video, the original audio. Delete that. So now you have 2 tracks. Your video only, no audio, and your audio only, and they're synced. So now when you do your edits, obviously you cut both, right? And remove parts that you want. So you edit, I don't, but what you could do is group those together. So it's like one group, and then you're editing the 2 of them together. But I usually keep them separate in case I want to do J cuts or something. Right? So that's me talking through how to do that. Hopefully that made sense to you. But yeah, you don't need the receiver. In fact, I've had a couple times my receiver has not connected properly, and I think part of the problem is I've got dust in the USB-C port of my phone. I think I need to take it in and get it cleaned out, because even the charge cord, sometimes I got to wiggle it to get it connecting properly, and same thing with the DJI mic receiver. So it's not an issue if you have as long as you don't have the DJI mic mini, because that one does not have a hard drive on it. Alrighty, let's see what else we got. How about you live stream until you hit 100,000? Yeah, Steve. I don't know if my computer can handle it. I know I couldn't handle it. I would need to come up with a be right back screen or something with some intermission music, or I may have to do that anyway. My plan is to go live when I'm like, I don't know. Like if I'm getting 150 subscribers a day, then maybe when I'm 20 subscribers away or something like that, I'll go live. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, my mind is blown. I get what you're saying. Next question. Does iMovie allow multiple tracks? I know it allows 2 tracks. Is it tracks or tracks? Oh, it's tracks with a K, as in a running track. I think, actually. Now that you say that, I'm wondering too. But I always think of it as a track, like a running track, a race car track, right? And I'm not sure iMovie allows more than 2 or not either. I I would think it does, but I know iMovie's free, so it might not. It might not. I use Camtasia to do that, and it does. And I have started using Final Cut as well a little bit, and it does. DaVinci Resolve does. You can have as many, because what a lot of people do is like when you get into sound design, if you want to get into sound effects and stuff like that, then you need sometimes you need multiple tracks, like maybe a music track, and then maybe a secondary audio track like we were just talking about, and then maybe sound effects, but maybe in some cases you have 2 sound effects happening at the same time, right? So, but yeah, maybe you can't get that detailed in iMovie. I'm not 100% sure. Something to look into, though, for sure. Monkey Wrench, what do you consider a successful YouTube channel? I can tell you what I consider successful, but I guess, I mean, everybody can answer that question individually, and it's going to depend on what your goals are as to, what you're trying to achieve. In my mind, I've got my channel successful because it's providing me an income. This is my livelihood, not just YouTube, but the coaching and the courses and everything that I've got going on around my channel. It's a successful, ongoing business. So to me, that's successful. That's the way I measure it. Like if I can make a living with it, it's successful. So, if I wasn't, like, let's say I had a pension and that's all I needed and I didn't need to work at all, and I was just looking for something to do, so I started a YouTube channel and that was going to be my hobby. Well, if that's the case, then my measure of success is going to be different. Maybe I want to measure it by how many people show up to my live streams. If I want to start live streaming and I want to consistently get 50 viewers into my live streams. And once I'm there, that's a success because I've grown a community of a bunch of people that show up and they all get to know each other, and that's all I wanted to do. So success, right? So, some people would measure it that way. So for me, you're asking me though, what do I consider it? If you can make a living with it, it's successful. So that's, and here's where the subscriber count thing doesn't even matter. Let's say a year from now I'm at 150,000 subscribers. That doesn't mean I'm going to be making 50% more income at all, even if we're just talking about the YouTube income, right? My YouTube income might even go down. Like my views could go down, but my subscriber count still go up, right? So you can't use the number of subscribers a channel has as a marker or an indication of how much income that creator is bringing in from YouTube. It doesn't correlate at all, right? Other people may have 100,000 subscribers, but they did it in a very different way. Maybe their RPM is much higher than mine. Maybe it's much lower than mine. Maybe they get a whole lot more views than I do, but in the type of content they make doesn't result in many people subscribing. Okay, so they may have lower subscribers, but they get a whole lot more views, right? In which case they probably make more money if the RPMs are the same, right? So, there's so many different variables at play here. But, there are probably channels with 1 million subscribers, performing on par with what my channel's doing, just as there are probably channels with 5,000 subscribers, getting the same amount of views as I'm getting as well, right? So it's really kind of all over the place. When do you leave for your trip? So I leave Monday after supper sometime, after dinner. After my evening meal, I will leave and go to the airport. So I'm going to go live next Monday, and after the live is over, I'm going to make sure I'm packed and I'm leaving. So it's next Monday. Question, how to pick a niche. So what I usually like to tell people is sit down and do some brainstorming. Get a piece of paper, a pad of paper, and a pen, and sit down and make yourself a list. Make a list of all the things you're interested in. Now, it could be things that you're only interested in, but maybe you don't know much about, or it could be maybe 2 lists actually, a list of things that you're really interested in or want to get to know more about, and then maybe another list of things that you are really good at. Okay? Somewhere in there, there's probably something you can make a channel about, right? You don't have to be an expert in the thing you want to make videos about. Some very successful channels make their content about them learning this new thing that they're interested in. Okay? So, for instance, you might decide you want to start learning how to play the guitar. You may have no idea how to play the guitar, but you're going to teach yourself how to play guitar. Maybe you're going to use YouTube. Maybe you're going to use, a certain course. Let's stick with YouTube. You're going to use YouTube and you're going to figure out how to play the guitar. Well, at the same time, you could also start a YouTube channel documenting your journey of learning how to play the guitar, right? And so maybe every couple of days you make a little video of yourself. You can play something that, or maybe you can't, or just talk about your journey. Like, today I learned this, this, and this. Listen, this is what I know, blah, blah, blah. And, isn't that horrible? Yeah, okay, well, you made a video now, you've documented it, boom, it's on your channel, right? And now you continue. Just keep documenting your journey, learning how to do the thing that you want to learn how to do. Fast forward a year, right? Just for yucks, just think about a year into the future. Maybe you now know how to play the guitar, and now maybe you have 50 videos on your channel, if you average one a week, of you documenting your journey. Now you've got a library of 50 videos that somebody could go onto your channel and see where you started and how good you were, and see where you're at a year later after 50 videos. Not only will they learn how to play guitar, or how you learned how to play guitar, but they'll also see your progression as a creator, how your skills have evolved and how you've improved at making videos. Presumably your 50th video is going to be a whole lot better than your first, right? Nobody hits the ground running and makes the perfect video with their first video. So kind of doing 2 things at once there. So I love that idea, like journey, documenting your journey, whether it's learning a new skill, going on a trip, whatever it is, learning how to change your tire on your car. Could be anything, really. So that's what I would do. Brainstorm, come up with some ideas, something that excites you. And if you're having trouble figuring that out, I like to think, or something I also like to say is, think about what you would like. If you were to meet up with a couple of friends, maybe who you haven't seen them in a couple of months, and you're going to get together with them, have dinner or whatever, what are you going to talk about? What do you talk to your friends? Like, what do you like to talk about with your friends? Think about that and write those things down, like naturally, because then presumably that's something that you can naturally talk about without having to study first to know what you're talking about, right? So maybe somewhere there lies a niche that you can make videos about. All right, so anyway, I hope that helps. There's a question. It seems as though your camera does not stop recording due to the 30-minute max before it gets too hot. Which camera do you recommend or use? I have the Canon M50. So I've got 2 cameras I've used for this. Right now I'm using the A6400 by Sony. But the other one I have is its successor, which is the ZVE10. This one. There, it'll focus on it if I cover my face. The ZVE10. They're pretty much the same. This one is the upgrade. The only real difference I know is this one has a... Oh, no. Sorry. I got them backwards. This is the 6400. That is the ZVE10. They both take the same lens. The lens that I'm using right now that you're looking at me through is the Sigma 16mm lens that I will put on this when I use this. A video I made last week up in my kitchen, I used this one, I think. Yeah, I used this one. Because this one right here, I leave on the tripod. It's basically bolted to my desk, and I don't move it. But I take the lens off it, and I put it on this one when I want to use this one, either at that chair behind me or up in the kitchen or wherever. Wherever indoors. I rarely, if ever, I don't remember the last time I took these outside. I use them inside only. I use my phone outside. But as far as the 30-minute limit goes, That would be a hardware thing. It sounds like that might be something to do with your camera, because I've never run into that problem with this. I've had this camera do my live stream. See, I'm not recording for 30 minutes. I'm not recording on this at all. My camera is just plugged into my computer. My camera is basically just a webcam. Okay, it's just on. It's not recording, so it's not writing to the SD card right now. So maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's why I can. But I've done live streams that are pretty much 4 hours long, and I've never had a problem. So, never had a problem. Alrighty. What else we got? Let me take a look at the current. Let's see. Q-Roo Spanish, how you doing? Q-Roo, good to see you here. So close to 100K. This is your month. Unless I hit a wall, it should be. Clear a place on the wall for the plaque. Yeah, that's right. I don't know what I feel about, I've watched all the videos of people unboxing their YouTube play buttons and all that stuff, and I've often thought, yeah, that'll be cool, make a video. But now I'm almost thinking, I've seen so many of those. Isn't it almost like cliche? Like why? But I don't know. I don't know yet where I'm even going to put that plaque, if I'm going to display it or not. I'm sure I'll show it. I'll look at it, but I'm not going to. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. What about starting 2 channels with 2 different niches? If you can't narrow it down. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Q-Roo said that's what I did, and the secondary channel ended up being the moneymaker. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so I've often told people that, yeah, if you can't settle on one, or actually, I just talked to somebody this week where, they've started a channel, it's about one thing, but they want to make these other videos, they don't really fit on that channel. And I suggested, well, you could have another channel, and anything that doesn't fit on your main channel that you want to grow, you think that's the one you're going to grow, just put anything else on your other channel, and think of it like a test channel even. But like what Q-Roo just said, like maybe that ends up being your better one, right? So yeah, you could do that. There's nothing that says that you can't have 2 channels. But I will say this: if you have multiple channels because you have multiple interests and you want to grow them all, then it becomes dicey. Only because we've only got so much capacity up here, and I question whether or not you can be as effective if you're splitting your priorities into too many different directions, right? If you can focus on one. So that's why I say, if you have one that's your main focus and then just another one to put your other videos that kind of don't belong on your main focus, then great. Hey, if that other one ends up taking off and you want to switch your focus to that one over there for a little while, then go for it. So there you go. My thoughts on that. You have to celebrate your milestones. Yep, I agree. I agree. You definitely do. Who is not subscribed? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You're giving away where you're from. I think you're in the southern states, right? Y'all? That's funny. Re-ask it and put 3 Qs. Yeah, okay, yeah, let me get back to the 3 Qs. Yeah, I don't see everything. I don't see all the comments because there's too many. But I try to answer as many as I can. How long do you recommend to be live? So this is the latest one. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go backwards. So how long do you recommend to be live? As long as you can or as long as you want. There's really no right answer to that. Same as there's no right answer to how long should your video be. Just whatever you think. When I first started going live, I had 1 hour in my mind. I'm going to go live for an hour. But if I ran out of things to say before the hour was up, I'll just end it, right? Or if I go long, and I certainly have, I'll just keep going. Now, there's something to be said for people sometimes like to know what to expect, like how long do you think you're going to go live? So what I've been doing lately, actually I didn't even say it today, but I typically will say I'm going live for 2 hours. I was going to say 3 there, but 2 hours. If I happen to go longer, I go longer. But so we are an hour and 15 minutes into this one. I'm going to be here at least another 45 minutes, maybe longer. Depends on how interesting the conversation is. How's that? But yeah, it's whatever you think. You could go live for 5 minutes if you want. It doesn't give the algorithm much, or it doesn't give YouTube much chance to find any other people for you, or it doesn't give your viewers even that much time to know that you're online. What I will say though is if you can try to do kind of the same thing every week and you're relatively consistent so that people get to know what you do and they get into a rhythm with you, that I think that is helpful. Same with posting videos. So yeah, for me it was an hour. Some people it's half an hour, 20 minutes, 2 hours. It's whatever works for you. How do you link a channel to your main? Okay, so if this is about 2 different YouTube channels, I wouldn't even necessarily link my 2. If I had 2 channels, I don't even think I would link them together. Like, because the reason I have 2 channels would be because they're 2 different niches, right? So if they're 2 different niches, then why link them together? It's not going to help. In fact, it could even, one could argue that it would hurt if I start sending people from, niche number 1 over to channel with niche number 2, but they're not interested in that stuff. Now I've got more subscribers over here, but most of them aren't interested in it, right? I don't know that that's a good thing. So I wouldn't even do that. But if you wanted to, I mean, you could always link it in the description of your videos. You could have it, if you want to check out my other channel, click here, right? You can put it in the description is what I would do. I have a monetized channel, albeit very neglected, that I have no interest in its past content. Any advice on switching niches, but still in the same 30,000 foot view of the niche? All right, so this is dicey because you have to keep your viewers in mind. Okay, I say you have to. I'm assuming you want to grow your channel. Okay, if you want to grow your channel, you got to do so in a way that keeps your viewers happy. Otherwise, they leave, or they just stop watching your stuff, and then they stop getting recommended your stuff, and your views go down. So, yeah, it's really kind of hard to know without knowing what your channel is about. But the one thing that, and then maybe this is just the way you wrote it, but the way what I read here. You have no interest in your past content. The one thing that popped into my mind is when you're making videos, you're not making videos for you, right? You're making videos for your viewers. So it almost doesn't matter what you think of your videos. I'm talking about your videos now, right? As long as your viewers like it, then your channel will grow. But if you don't like it, doesn't really matter. But that said, if what you're telling me is you just have no interest in that entire topic anymore, I don't know. My first thought is start another channel, right? But now you said in the same 30,000 foot view of the niche. So in other words, if it is still in the same niche, and you think your existing viewers would be interested in the pivot that you want to make, then I think what I would probably do is test it. I would test it with a video and just say, make a video on the new topic, just kind of out of the blue, and maybe towards the end of the video you can explain. So, by the way, this video is a little bit different than I normally make. What do you guys think? Are you interested in more like this? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you down below. I would probably do something like that. And if the video does horribly for your channel, that might be a sign that that type of content may not go over well with your existing audience. Then maybe you try testing that a couple times, 2, 3, 4 times. Maybe not even in a row, but right, every third video you try one of those. And if you consistently start seeing that new direction isn't landing well with your existing audience, then what I would probably do is start a new channel for the new stuff, right? And you can have 2 channels. They can coexist. That's what I would do. Take that for what it's worth. I hope that helps. All right. Does YouTube really find viewers for a specific live stream? Isn't that mostly subscribers or people who saw your videos and heard you talking about the live streams? Yeah, it is. Well, that's the way I see it anyways. Again, no proof, but yeah, it's mostly people who, I'd say it's mostly people who watch my videos who will be notified that I'm going live, or who will see my live stream pop up, in their YouTube homepage, right? It's just that the longer I'm live, the more chances there are for me to pop up on somebody's home screen, because people sign on to YouTube, they leave, they sign on, whatever, they're back and forth. Not everybody is online all at one time, right? So whenever they happen to go live, if they happen, or not live, whenever they happen to open up YouTube, let's say it's 20 minutes into my live stream, they turn on YouTube, oh, Rob's live. I love his videos. I'm not subscribed, but I love his videos. I'm going to check them out, right? And then they'll come in. So yeah, the longer you are live, the more chances for people to see that you're live and to join you, whether they're notified or they just happen to see you in browse. Question, do you ever use the redirect feature to send your chat viewers to someone else's live once you've ended your live stream? This is a great feature that helps fellow creators get more engagement. No, I have not, and I'm not exactly sure how that works. To me, that's a Twitch thing. Isn't that what they do over on Twitch? Called like raiding somebody's channel. I think my son told me about that. Yeah, no, I have not done that. I mean, one could argue that when you say this is a great feature that helps fellow creators get more engagement, again, I see that almost like you can tell a whole bunch of people about a channel, but if they didn't find it themselves, then are they really interested, right? Like if I sent a whole bunch of viewers over to another channel, yeah, they may get a few, but for the most part, there may not be any interest. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's something that people would even want, because it might not help them. It might, that one live stream all of a sudden might boom, wow, where did all these people come from? But then they're gone. So I'm not sure. But no, it's not something I've ever done. What are the best settings for beginners in YouTube? What do you mean by that? What are the best settings? I honestly don't know what you mean by that. You're going to have to help me out. Let's see what else we got here. I am basically new to your channel. Welcome. Glad to have you here. From the name, I thought it was mainly about things related to the sea, but I watch related content, so it popped up in my recommended. Has the name hurt growth? Well, I guess there's really no way to know for sure, but I don't think so. I can say this: I have made a video before on how to tie a sailing knot, right? A bowline. Like a year ago, I made that video just as a test, and that's all the video was about. Today, I'm going to teach you how to tie a bowline, is what I made a video about. And yeah, that video did horribly. It did not do well at all. I'm just curious now, so let's actually go take a look. Let's close that. Content. Let's see, how do I find this? Is there a search up here? I'm sure there is, but let me just go down. Let's go down. Actually, I know what to do. If I go to my YouTube channel and I will search in here, we will go bowline. There it is. 10 months ago. All right, that gives me a good, and that's what the thumbnail looked like. So anyways, yeah, so that's how to tie a bowline. It's got 1,500 views. Okay, not too bad, but that's a year old. So 10 months ago. Let's go the next 50. Got to be around here somewhere. There it is. Now let's go to analytics. There you go. Let's go first 24 hours. How did it do? First 24 hours, it got 515 views when my normal at the time was 2,900 to 4,100 views. I lost 3 subscribers in the first 24 hours. It made me $2.33. It got me 22 watch hours, which is also 200 less than normal. So yeah, and then in the last 28 days, it's getting the odd view every once in a while. So yeah, 10 views in the last month. And then since uploaded, lifetime, 1,600 views, lost 1 subscriber. Looks like I lost some and then I gained. Anyway, so you get the point. You get the picture. Didn't do so good. Didn't do so well. Sorry for my English. Yeah, so I guess my point is, I don't think people are here on my channel expecting maritime, seaworthy sailing stuff. Which basically, so yeah, it's interesting that you clicked on my channel because of the channel name. I'm new to your channel. From the name, I thought it was mainly about related to the sea. So yeah, that's interesting. Maybe you saw the bowling video. Maybe that was it. But yeah, no, I don't think it's hurt my growth. I think it hurts my growth whenever I try to do a sailing video. Let's see. Let me take a look at the current. What's new? This video, the knot sounds like the rogue chia seed in the bag. Yeah. See, did I miss any questions here? Question, I uploaded a 2.5-minute horizontal video on the phone. The short platform had edges that looked weird, so I made it into a 2.5 minutes long. How do you decide between shorts and longs time-wise? Okay, so first of all, I don't upload videos from my phone. I do it from a computer, but I don't think that matters. What matters is I don't get to choose if a video is a short or a long. Okay? If the video is vertical, okay, and it's under 3 minutes long, it's a short. That's where it's going. If it's vertical and is longer than 3 minutes, it's going to go into the regular videos section of your channel. If your video is horizontal, no matter how long it is, it could be 30 seconds, it's going to be a long form video. Okay? Shorts have to be vertical. They have to be 9:16 ratio. So there you go. And then it's just automatic. YouTube, there is no setting where you can say, oh, I want this to be a short or I want this to be a long. YouTube will decide that for you. Okay. Bowlines are important. I was in the Navy for 14 years, tied all my personal gear down with bowlines in case I got blown off the flight deck. Yeah, I use bowlines everywhere too. But I was a sailing instructor when I took sailing lessons, and then I became an instructor when I was like 16 to 18. I used to race sailboats and all that stuff. So yeah, I've been a sailor for a long time. Not Navy, sailing, like for fun. Not sailing on Navy ships. But yeah, no, bowlines are great. Bowlines are great. 2 bowlines is a perfect way to attach 2 ropes together. Oh, Nick, I just realized I wasn't subscribed. I fixed that now. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, Sphere we go. I actually didn't click for a long time because I thought it was related to the sea. Oh, I understand. That's funny. Yeah, there you go. You'll probably have a bunch of views of the knot video today. Maybe. I might. If I... Sorry, I'm just checking something here. If I click on that and then this, I can actually see if anybody's watching it right now. And I don't think so. Just so you guys know what I'm looking at. If you go if you go into your analytics, okay, your analytics of your YouTube studio, and then click this. This is the button I showed earlier, how to see the live channel, your subscriber count. But this one down here, see more, will bring up this page. And I always click on this to see how many views you're. So right now it's this live stream has had 855 views in the last hour. But you can scroll down here to see all the videos on your channel that are getting any views at all. And I'm just looking for the bowling one, and I don't see it. Unless it's way up top and everybody's watching it. No, I don't see it. But it'll pop up there if somebody starts watching it. That's how that works. Alrighty. Question, what is new for YouTube in 2026? I heard YouTube is promoting shorts to help long-form videos. Here's the thing that people sometimes miss when we're talking about that. YouTube promotes both their platforms, shorts, longs, right? They want people to watch their stuff. It's really, but they can't, YouTube can't, like if you think about it for a second, if you're watching long form videos, right? How is YouTube going to convince you to start watching shorts instead of longs? I suppose on the homepage, every once in a while, shorts may pop up and you might get into them that way. But think of the reverse too. If you're watching shorts on your phone, let's say, right? What does YouTube got to do to get you to switch to watching longs? Like, I don't know that there's anything they can do. I mean, they can make it known that they have both available. But my point is, whether somebody watches a long form video or a short is really dependent on that person and what they want to watch. What platform are they on? Are they scrolling through shorts or are they watching long form videos? So, and the reason I'm saying it like that is because I don't believe, if you're making a channel of long form videos, you're not all of a sudden going to start losing views to shorts because YouTube wants people to watch shorts more. That's not going to happen. People who are watching long form videos are going to continue to watch long form videos. So I don't see them as competing platforms. I see them as two separate platforms. Right? So that's the way I look at it. Now, I've made a video recently about shorts and whether or not you should put shorts on your long form channel. It seems that in the last several months, maybe the last year or so, there have been a lot of videos pop up of people saying, don't put shorts on your long form video channel because they'll hurt your growth. The shorts, putting shorts on your long form channel will hurt your growth. And when I say long form channel, that's not even right. Like, a channel is a channel. You can have long form videos and you can have shorts. Or you can decide to only have long form videos on your channel, or you can decide to only have shorts. Totally up to you. But I will say, if you want to have both, then the content of both types of videos had better be aligned and had better be both talking about the same thing, both be on the same niche. Okay? Not only that, like, here's what you don't want to have happen. You don't want to have like a struggling long form channel where you're really trying to get views and, okay, no, I'm fed up. It's not working. I'm going to try shorts. You make a funny short video that gets millions of views and brings in tens of thousands of subscribers. And you might be thinking, awesome, this is great. That's the boost I needed. Now let's go back to making our long form videos. That may not translate well because everybody who you gained was a shorts viewer, and shorts viewers may not, just because they're watching shorts, that doesn't even mean they ever watch long form videos. They might only ever watch shorts, right? How many people do you see on their phones all the time? Like, I look at my kids, they're always on their phones. I rarely see them on a computer. I mean, I know they do spend time on computers, but 98% of the time they're on their phones and they're watching TikToks, Reels, or Shorts. And they're not in the mode of watching long form videos. I think there's a lot of people out there who never watch long form videos. They only ever watch shorts. So it makes sense. It made sense for YouTube to create a platform that would compete with the TikToks and the Instagram Reels for those eyeballs who are only ever watching shorts, like long short form content. That's why it exists. It doesn't exist so that they can cannibalize their own long form video platform. That's something else. That's something else entirely. So I use shorts to try to remind people about my long form videos. I'm not using shorts to try to get a whole bunch of new subscribers and new people, right? May get the odd new person, but getting the odd new person, you know, when you have thousands of subscribers isn't going to move the needle much. It's okay. It's a good thing, but I wouldn't want 50% of my subscribers to come in from shorts, because then all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, now they're expecting shorts, right? And I don't make them, so now I'm going to have to make more, or right? And they may never watch my long form videos, so I might end up with a channel with tons of subscribers, but I don't get the views because all my subscribers were short subscribers. So instead, all I do is I take clips from within my long form videos and I make shorts out of them. If I ever decided I wanted to get in the shorts game, and I thought I had a cool idea for a shorts channel, maybe something to do with Peanut the cat, right? People love funny cat videos. I would create another channel for that. I would do that. I would not do that on this channel. This channel is just for YouTube growth and you know, inspiration and motivating and helping you grow your channels. It's not about, isn't that a funny looking cat, right? So two different viewers. So anyway, I don't even remember what the question was. I kind of went on a tangent there. I hope that helps though. Philly, Nexus Journey. I just scroll through shorts for a quick fix. That's pretty much what I do too. If I'm not at my desk and I'm somewhere else and I'm bored, I'll flip through shorts. But I'll tell you this, as I'm flipping through shorts, if I happen to see somebody who I usually watch their long form videos, it's kind of a reminder, oh yes, I got to remember to check out their latest video, right? So that's where branding comes in. It's somebody I already know, and now they've kind of got in front of me while I'm in shorts mode. So that's different. That's what I do. That's why I think it's important for long form video creators to have a shorts presence. You don't have to have many shorts, and they don't have to be, you know, performing fantastically. They just have to exist, and you know, you will show up in front of people who normally watch your videos anyways, or people who normally watch videos like yours. You could show up, and you know, you might get some more views because you will have reminded them that you exist. Speaking of cat, yes, Karen? Speaking of, is she not there? Yeah, she's asleep. She's out. I've had a channel a little over a year and I only have 187 subscribers. This is hard. Yeah, it is hard. I get it. It is hard. I guess all I can say is you got to be intentional. Just having a channel doesn't mean it's going to grow. Just uploading videos doesn't mean your channel is going to grow. You have to have a plan. You have to be intentional. And I say that a lot, but what does that even mean? That means you have to have a proper plan in place. You have to be clear on who you're making videos for, and you have to stay within that niche. Okay, if you want to grow, you have to stay within that niche that you identify, and speak to that audience. You know, you can speak to people specifically, and you will start to notice a pattern of the same people coming back to your videos, starting to comment. Right? So if you do those, and if you try to foster a community, and what I mean by that is you try to get people to engage with you in the comments section, in live streams, if you decide to do that. I think you should. That's a great way to grow a channel. Encourage people to leave comments, to leave questions, to answer your questions, right? And you can say things in your videos to get people to comment in the comments below, or in the live chat, right? When I first started doing these live streams, gin and diet ginger ale and cranberry pineapple juice, by the way. When I first started doing live streams, I think 4 people showed up to my first one. And I knew that if I wanted that to grow, I needed to interact with them. So whether we're talking about people showing up in your live streams or people commenting in the comment section of your videos, either way, when it happens, jump on it and answer them. Maybe ask them a question, right? So when I started my live streams, what I typically did was I had some questions written down, what to ask. And I soon did not have to have them written down anymore because you just get so used to asking. So I would always say, and you can go back and check my earlier live streams to see it. What I would say is, awesome. There's 4 people in the chat. Why don't you do me a favor and introduce yourself and let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested to know where you're watching from. So I'd love it if you chime in. And yeah, so thanks for joining. And until I hear from you, let's go on with my whatever I was going to talk about. Right? So, and then whenever there's a lull in what I was talking about, I would say the same thing. Oh, it looks like we're up to 5 people. Awesome. Who just joined? Let me know where you're watching from and what your name is and why you're here. I would have fun with it. Like that's kind of the way I would do that. And right, and then before you know it, people will say something, and as soon as they do, answer them right back. Like acknowledge they said something. And I think it's awesome if you can click and put somebody's message on screen, just like this, right? Which you can do with Ecamm Live or StreamYard, things like that. So you can pop somebody's message on and answer their question while their message is on screen, right? That's a cool thing to do too. So anything you can do to encourage interactivity, engagement, that's all good stuff. Not only is it good because people like that and they will come back for more of that, but YouTube likes it too, right? YouTube likes it when they see a channel getting a lot of engagement, getting lots of likes, right? If you're enjoying this, smash that like button. I rarely ever say stuff like that. Or, subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you want to hear more of this, if you want to be notified when I go live or come up with a new video, stuff like that. I usually say you don't really have to say that much, but if you're having trouble getting engagement, then the odd, saying the odd thing like that is not a bad thing. I would lean towards asking people to comment or chat in the live chat. I'd lean towards those things more so than I would lean towards asking for subscriptions or likes, right? Just because I think it's more important. Engagement is more important. It's more important for YouTube, and it's more important because people will start to feel a sense of community and they'll want to come back, and then you're off to the races. You will grow. So once again, I forgot what the question was, but I hope that answered it. Your updated numbers are fluctuating both up and down. This surprises me, as I would expect once here, why would anyone leave? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when you have a sample size that large, who knows what people are thinking? I mean, quite honestly, because of how many people we got 190 people in here. Awesome. Thanks. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is awesome. I hope you're getting lots of value from it. But there may be some people who popped in here, asked a question, and I didn't answer it in time, and they got upset and they left and they unsubscribed, right? That could happen. Or somebody might have heard me talking about sailing knots a half an hour ago, and they decided, I thought this was about sailing knots. It's not? Oh, okay, I'm going to unsubscribe, right? You just never, when you get 100,000 people, there's so many different reasons at play that people will come and go, and like, who knows? Who knows? Oh, that's a great question somebody asked. What, oh, here we go. Let me see, can I put that up here? Heidi's got a question. There we go. I know you have a moderator now. Yeah, I think I've got 2 or 3. But in the early days when you didn't, was there ever people seemingly trolling in the chat and you weren't sure what to do with them? Happened to me last week. Yes. So yes, I did have some. And a couple times I did not catch it in time, so here's how I handle it. I mean, if there's not a lot going on in the chat, you can usually catch it. And then what you do is you just click those 3 dots to the right of the name, and you can hide them from your channel right there. And then they'll never be a problem again. They'll never be able to comment again. So there's that. Or you can just delete the comment if you think it was a one-off and they're not going to do it again. You can just delete that, whatever you want to do. But if, once your channel gets going and you're not as current with the chat and you're falling behind a bit, you're not able to see all the comments, then yeah, I can remember one time that I think I was running like 20 minutes behind on the chat, but I eventually got to a part where there was a whole bunch of, I don't even remember what it was, whether it was inappropriate or what, but it was something, it was spam. Bunch of messages in a row. And all I did was, oh, look at that. I guess I missed a spammer here. Hold on 1 second. I'll deal with that. Click, click, click. They're gone. All right. And that's all I did. So I never let it bother me. Again, I honestly don't remember what it was about. It was not something I wanted on my channel anyways, but it was there for probably 20 minutes. And then I deleted it. But see, the thing is, actually, if I recall, somebody said in the current chat that it was, somebody made me aware of it, I think, and said, oh, I think there's a spammer there you might want to do something about, or something like that. So anyways, as soon as that, I think that happened once or twice, and that's when I decided, you know what, I should probably have a moderator. And then you just reach out to some people who are normally on all of your lives anyways and say, hey, do you want to be a moderator? All it means is if you see something that you don't think I want on the channel, you have the power to delete it or put them in timeout, things like that. So yeah, I think I've got 2 right now, but yeah, I mean, I could always have 1 or 2 more. If there's anybody who wants to be a moderator, let me know. Nearly there with the numbers. What are we at now? 99,333. Yeah, so what does that mean? So that's 6. Oh, just gained another one. 334. 600. What's that? 666. It's not a good number, is it? Divided by, if I average 150 a day, that's 4.5 days from now. And right now we're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday night into Sunday morning is kind of what we're tracking towards right now, which would be good because that would mean it would happen before I go away Monday night. So as long as we keep this pace, that's awesome, and we can celebrate it live. I have a feeling it's going to be awfully cold when Rob has to take a dip in the Atlantic. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be. I'll sub from my other channels, Rob. Yeah. No, don't do that. Do it if you want to. But that means you're going to have to watch all my videos twice from each of your channels. Let's see. Thumbs up for this helpful gentleman. Thank you for calling me a gentleman. Oh, somebody said, I've noted higher than usual unsubscribers in January. Is that something common for January? I don't know. Just for fun, why don't we go have a look? So if we go to analytics, subscribers, what do I want to do here? I want to go to see more. Let's go January. And subscribers. So I gained over 5,442 subscribers in January, which is awesome. That was much higher than December. And I'm going to search for subscribers gained and subscribers lost, and I'll click both of those, apply. There. So you can't see all this at one time, but I gained actually 6,681, but I netted 5,442. Where is the loss? Did I miss it? Oh, right here. There. I lost 1,239 subscribers in January. There you go. Let's go February. Well, February is only 2 days old. Yeah, so in 2 days, I've lost 113 subscribers. 469 I've gained for a net of 356. That's in 2 days. This is not, so when you look at stats on this screen, it's not real time. That is not including today. That's as of, The nearest I can tell, it's as of around 2 a.m. this morning. I think that's kind of the cutoff. Something like that. I don't know that they publish that, but I've noticed that for here anyways. That might be different no matter where, depending on where you are. But anyways, yeah, no, I've lost 113 subscribers in 2 days. Interesting. Interesting. I wasn't sure his intention. He waffled from complimentary to not. He seemed somewhat engaged, but then seemed rude. I wasn't sure how to take him. Someone watched replay, said I handled it well. There you go. And you know what? It's an interesting perspective. Interesting to think about. See, I run into this sometimes too, where people's sense of humor is different in different parts of the world. So sometimes somebody might come across as rude, but they don't mean it that way, right? So it's different cultures, different I guess countries, right? So maybe it came across as rude to you, but maybe it wasn't. Or on the flip side, maybe he was trying to be really rude, but he was doing it in a nice way. So yeah. But how do you handle that? You just handle it the way you think you should handle it. It's really up to you. Like, it's your show, right, Heidi? If it's your live stream, like, you are in control. You get to decide what comments stay and what comments go. Same with the live chats. You can hide people, you can delete. It's totally up to you. And if you just be yourself as you handle those things, that's exactly what your viewers and your subscribers want you to. I mean, if you think about why people subscribe to a channel, especially a channel like yours and like mine, it's in large part due to the person you are and how you make your videos, the way you talk, and everything about you, right? So if you just handle those situations the way you would normally handle it, the way you feel like you should handle it, again, you will naturally be growing an audience of people who like the way you handle things. So yeah, I wouldn't put too much thought into what's the right way to handle this, or, we can talk about it, of course. But yeah, generally speaking, handle it the way you see fit, and all will be fine. Oh, Line A says he was definitely rude. It was just in a weird way. Okay. Yeah. Remember, some people in comments and chats may be people struggling with mental health, or as Rob is currently explaining, they may be from a very different culture. True. Yeah. And yeah, the whole mental health thing, I think that's partially why again, everybody can handle things differently, but like the way I choose to deal with let's say inappropriate or hateful or hurtful comments that I might get, I never take offense. I never take offense, because the way I look at it is it's somebody lashing out, and that somebody might have something going on in their life that, who am I to tell them how to act, right? They're just doing what they feel like they need to do in that moment. I can choose not to listen to it by hiding them from my channel or deleting the comment or whatever, but I'm not going to waste any time over trying to fix them. It's not my job. That's not why I'm here. But that said, I'm aware that some people are going through things, and why else would somebody lash out at somebody, at a stranger online anyways? Why would somebody do that if everything is going fine in their life, right? There's be no reason to. So something's going on with people like that. It could be jealousy. Like, in a lot of cases, it's jealousy. You're doing something probably that they want to do. I get that a lot. Like, I'll get comments from people that, they're just clearly jealous. I don't know how else to say it. So I just let it go. Like, I can't fix that for them. And they're going to feel the way they feel, and they're going to lash out however they want to lash out. So okay, so I just saw Muddy, LOL. So I looked up to see what Muddy said. Never take offense. You'll let the animals out. Sorry, that was terrible. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That was pretty bad, but made me chuckle. I like it. There's nothing better than a bad joke. Okay, there's no such thing as a bad joke. A bad joke is good. I love dad jokes. Any advice for setting up a platform for selling digital products and email collection? Yeah, let me just fire that on the screen there. Yeah, so setting up a platform for selling digital products. So if you make, so the easiest way to do it, well, you need an email capture service. So I normally said MailChimp just because I was familiar with that one as a relatively inexpensive way to start with that. But I've since found out through the CGP group that I had going the last few weeks, kit.com offers a way to get started with that for free. So you might want to take a look at that, kit.com, K-I-T. Used to be called ConvertKit. But there's several of those types of services. And what that allows you to do is to basically grow an email list. So it collects the email addresses for you. Well, how does it do that? Well, you log in, you create landing pages, right? And on that landing page, you will collect a name and an email address. Okay, so you set up the fields, and if anybody fills that out, then their name and email goes into their database of your account. Okay, now they host the landing pages for you too. Kit.com does. So then what you do is this landing page that you create, I would include an image maybe of this digital product you've created. Maybe have a title, maybe a couple words of description. What is it that you're offering for free? Excuse me. And sorry, when you said digital product, I assumed you meant free, but you probably don't. So then what I would suggest is that you do create one for free. I highly recommend you have a freebie, a lead magnet. So like a small digital product that you can just give away. That's how you collect the email addresses, by giving this free thing away. And then you can market to that email list that you're growing anything that you're selling. All right. But anyways, back to the landing page. So have like a description, an image, and all this. And then what you do is, and ConvertKit or kit.com will host it for you. Then what you do is in the description below all your videos, you have a link to that landing page. You say, hey, if you want my free thing, click here and go get it. So you click that, they go to the landing page, they will enter the name and email and click give me the free thing. Their name and email goes into kit.com, and they then will be sent to probably a thank you page. So you would set that up with kit.com as well, the thank you page. Thank you. Take a look at your email for the link to get your free thing, is what you would say on the thank you page. So then the other thing you got to set up with kit.com is that email, that automated email that's going to go out whenever somebody fills in that form. Okay? And that email will be something like, thank you for your interest. To get your free thing, click this link. I know it sounds like a lot of links, but follow me through here. That link will go to the free thing that you have hosted somewhere. Now, some of these places like kit.com or MailChimp will allow you to host those downloadable digital products, okay? In which case, that link can just be internal with kit.com. But the way I've typically done it is I would just upload that free thing to my own Google Drive. And I would say, make this, I would change the permissions so that anybody who has the link to that thing can get it for free, right? And then I would copy that link and I would put it in that email. So then the process is somebody would watch a video of mine, they'd go down to the description, they would click to get the free thing, they get sent to a landing page, they enter their name in the email, they click give me the thing, and then they see a thank you page, check your email, and then they check their email, and within a minute or so, they'll have that email that gets sent by kit.com, but appears that it's coming from you, and you set that up with them. And then it says, thank you, here's your free thing, click this link. They'll click that, they'll be sent to Google Drive, they can download it, there you go. And now you got their email. And they have a free thing, and they're thankful. right? And now you can, what do you do with that email list that you're growing? Well, maybe you have a newsletter that you send out once a week or once a month. Maybe you want to let everybody know in your email list every time you come out with a video and have a link to your video. Check out my new video. Here it is. Maybe you're going to sell something. I wrote a book. Here's a link to check it out. Here you can download the first chapter for free if you want. Right? You can, whatever you want to do. So anyways, that's it. I should, you know what? And I've got this on my list. I need to make a video explaining that. Maybe I should just kind of clip this. What are we at? Well, we're at 2 hours. I'm not going anywhere just yet. I'll be here another 15 minutes anyway. But yeah, maybe this, maybe that, I should turn that into a video. Okay, let's see. Do you think YouTube is a safe career option? There, let me just pop that on the screen if I can. Do I think YouTube is a safe career option? It depends on the context. If I had a kid who was graduating high school and they told me, I'm not going to go to any post-secondary school and I don't have a job, but my plan is to start a YouTube channel and that's how I'm going to make money, then I'd be concerned. I'd probably say, well, if that's what you want to do, great, but you're going to go get a job today first, right? Is what I would say. So, or there needs to be something else to fall back on. Like, my point is, I don't recommend anybody stop what they're doing job-wise or how they earn their living. I don't recommend anybody stop that so that they can then start a YouTube channel and that'll take over your home finances. That I do not recommend. I recommend starting YouTube when you've already got, when you're comfortable, right? Maybe you're retired and you don't need any money. Great, start YouTube for fun. That's all good. Maybe you have a job but you don't like it. Start YouTube on the side. Don't quit your job. Start YouTube on the side. And that's why it's important that you enjoy it, because now you're going to be busy, right? Now you have a regular job but you're also doing YouTube. Which, I mean, some people like me do YouTube full-time, like more than full-time. So I wouldn't have time for another job. Well, if I had to have another job, well, and when I started my channel, I did have another, not a job, but I had something else I did. I was a freelancer. I was making my money that way. I couldn't stop that, to do YouTube. I had to keep doing that to pay my bills. So when I started YouTube, I wasn't putting in near as much work into it as I am now, right? So, but I enjoyed it. So it was never like work to me. I never had to, I got to do YouTube again. It was never that way for me. So, does that help? If you set up affiliate links to Amazon, does it show your email address to people who click through? No, it does not. Nope. They don't even know. If somebody buys something from Amazon, they have no idea what affiliate gets credited for whatever it is they bought. Okay, so they have no idea. It's not a guaranteed return. Great hobby, bad investment in general. Yeah, I would say it's a bad investment. I guess it depends on your risk and reward, right? But I guess I'm kind of a believer in, test it out. Like, I would not have given up my other thing until this was successful, right? So, yeah, I saw Monkey Wrench said maybe working on your mental and physical health is important in starting a channel. It would help with stamina for long hours editing and filming or troll comments. Yeah. Yeah, I would say working on your mental and physical health is important all the time, and no matter what you do, actually, is what I'm a believer in. Yeah, but sure. That would be a good thing to work on when you're starting a channel, or just in life in general. I'm subscribing to your channel right away. 9934 first person. Keep pushing. Awesome. Welcome to the channel. Yes, but would a person wait until they are mentally and physically well before they started a channel? That's really up to the individual, I guess. I will say this. When you start a channel, I think it's good to be prepared for possible negative comments and to be able to handle them okay, because that likely will happen, unfortunately. But just try not to take it personally, right? That's why I make videos on that. But it's because it's a big thing. Like a lot of people don't start channels because they're worried about that. They're worried about what people are going to say in the comments. I've had some people tell me, oh yeah, no, I don't ever plan on turning comments on because I'm afraid of what I might see in there. Well, my answer to that would probably be, well, then don't expect your channel to grow. Right? If you want to grow a channel, you need to have your comments on. I think you do anyway. I think it would be very rare for a channel to grow with 0 comments. There would have to be something extraordinary about the channel, right? Without having any community element to it. So yeah, you have to be prepared for that. So, and by prepared, just try not to take things personally. I don't know a better way to say it. Heidi said, I've found long form videos is where the connections are really made. It's hard to really connect with someone in a short. That's my experience anyways, and connection is one of my pillars. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I think people watch shorts for quick fixes, kill time, entertainment, right? I don't think they're looking for connection on shorts. That's the way I look at it anyways. And you do too, I guess. Feely, Nexus Journey, it would be great if Rob made a video on this. I have tried Flowdesk and Kit, and I'm trying to find affordable options. All the setup costs add up and are secure. Yeah. So Kit, with Kit, the costs add up, do they? I haven't looked at it that closely, but I know one of the members in my in the cohort that I just ran was looking into it, and it looked good for them. MailChimp. There's another one, MailerLite, MailerLite. Take a look at that one. That I know it starts with a free option. I don't know what the pricing does. I mean, with all of them, the pricing goes up as your list grows. Okay. I use Kajabi, but again, that one's not cheap, and because it does a whole lot more. It hosts my website. It hosts my community, Creators Cove. It hosts my courses. It's my CRM, customer management system. I can tag customers. I can set up automated emails. Everything. It does everything. It's my payment processor, actually. Kajabi is what pays me every week for any course sales or coaching sales that I get from week to week. Kajabi pays me. They collect it. I think they use Stripe. But yeah, I get payments directly from Kajabi or PayPal. So yeah, it does everything, but it's $250 a month. So there's that. I think they have I think you can start free. I've got a link below. It's an affiliate link for Kajabi if you're interested in checking it out. I can't remember what you get if you use that link. It's either a free month or 2 or a discounted price for the first 3 months or something like that, if you're interested. Yes, please do a video actually showing walking through the setup for the email lead giveaway thingy. Also ideas for how to figure out the giveaway. I feel like I have nothing worth sign up. So an idea for a freebie for a giveaway would be a scaled down version of whatever it is you're selling. So in my case, the first course I ever made was the YouTube Over 40 starter course. Okay, I still have it available for sale on my site. And it's 37 videos, I think. And what I did is I created a checklist guide, a downloadable checklist guide, which was like a 37-point checklist. These are the things you need to do to get a video uploaded to YouTube. And basically what that checklist was an outline of the actual course. So I created the checklist first, got to do all these things. Then I went and I turned every one of those things into its own video. So I created like 5 hours worth of videos, turned it into a course, and I sell that, but the checklist is free. Okay, so that's one idea. Whatever it is you're trying to sell, if it's a digital product, if you can create a scaled down version of it in checklist form, or a guide, or like a one-page guide, or this is the equipment I use, you know, one-page thing. If you're interested, download this thing, right? Those are some examples of things you could give away for free. Keep in mind, it's got to be something that has value to it, something that people will want. It shouldn't just be junk. Otherwise, you know, because they're giving you something for it. They're giving you their email address, right? And you have to be aware of that. WordPress Passion recently switched to something called Sender. Can highly recommend it. Okay, I've never heard of that one. Sender, interesting. Question, I struggle to make long enough videos, long-form videos. They tend to be 3 minutes or less, so I haven't posted yet. I know I really just need to start. 3 minutes is fine. 3 minutes is honestly fine. If you make a 3-minute video, great, upload it. That's what I think. If you look at my channel, my first one is 1 minute. So yeah, you got to start somewhere. And think of it this way. When you upload your first video, it's on your channel. You're going to hate it, okay? Then let a month go by. You're making videos every week, whatever. You look back, look at your first one, and start comparing that one to, you know, the videos you're making in a month or in 6 months or in a year, and you'll notice improvement. And that's what you should be proud of. So uploading your first video basically sets the bar. And that's the bar you're going to want to try to beat every time with every video. Just try to, you know, just try to get 1% better with the next one. Oh, I didn't like that about that video. I'm going to fix that in my next one. Fix it, another video. There's still something else you don't like about that one. So, you know, you can't ever start that iterative process of getting, you know, just one step better each time unless you post your first video. So that sets the bar. However low or high it is. The lower the better, because it's going to be easier to beat it with your second video. And remember this too, your first, for most people, the vast majority of people, your first 20 videos aren't going to matter. They're not going to be the ones that grow your channel, right? Your first 20, your first 50, even for me, it was 100 videos, right? They're not really growing my channel. I'm not monetized. I got over 100 videos. Now fast forward only a year and a half later, and I've gone from 2,000 subs to 100,000. And I bet you most of you have, if not all of you, haven't watched a single video that I made back in my first 100 videos. If you did, you were probably just curious of, you know, what I used to make, right? But those videos aren't the ones bringing me people now. They were the ones that taught me how to edit videos, how to make videos, taught me what I liked about the videos I was making and what I didn't like and what I wanted to get better at. I used to introduce myself at the beginning of all my videos with a logo flying on screen, and then, you know, animation and hi, my name is Rob and I go live, blah 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 blah, like at the beginning of my videos. I used to do that for a good portion of my first 100 videos. Now I'll tell you, don't do that. I've learned not to do that, but I had to learn it by doing it. Okay, so yeah, if you do stuff that's not ideal on YouTube, if you make mistakes, if you do things that's maybe not the best strategy, that's okay, because you'll learn from them. And that's the best part of your early videos, the things that you learn from them, not the videos themselves. They're going to be forgettable. I already forget my first 100 videos. They're forgettable. They don't matter. I don't get views from them. None of you are here because of those videos. But the quality of my existing videos and probably the way I talk on camera has all improved because of those first videos that I made. So anyway, there's my little rant. Rant or monologue, whatever you want to call it. Muddy Toes Farm. Not true. I watched almost all now. I had a Robathon live, yeah, but you were so much better now. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I hope you can tell that I have improved. I hope you notice an improvement over the last few years. The Nexus clip video last week was excellent. Thanks, Rob. No problem. No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed that. A rantalog. Yeah, there you go. I like that. A rantalog. Rantalog. You should trademark that before I do. If I do, I'll give you a shout out, Scott. Question: I just got contacted by a company to do my first product review. Any tips on going about making it? I want to keep it honest and upfront with my viewers. Any tips? Honestly, the first tip would be to make sure it's legitimate. I always worry because I get a lot of emails from people who say they want to give me money in exchange for a brand or whatever. But I've heard horror stories of people who lose their channels over that because they've given access or they've filled something out online and clicked something and entered a password or whatever, however it happened, and they weren't legitimate. So just make sure that they're legit. You can call them by phone or just do some digging. But that said, if it all checks out, you obviously have to listen to what they want and deliver what they want. And just try to be true to your audience. I would suggest that hopefully it's something that you believe in, a product that you believe in, and preferably one that you use or will use. That helps keep you honest with your viewers, right? So that would be the main thing. And then just try to be yourself. Try to be yourself. That can be hard if there's a specific script you want to read. So I do that sometimes for Nexus clips. There's somebody I work with, and I'll have an ad, or like someone just mentioned last week, I made a dedicated video for how I use it. But more often, you'll see videos from me with an ad in it where I talk about them for 30 to 40 seconds or something. And the way I usually do it is I'll have my iPad with me wherever I am, and I'll have a script written out, and I may not deliver it exactly the same way, but I might read some of it, okay? But the thing is, I don't want to look like I'm reading, so what I do is the parts that I do read, I cover up with B-roll of me going through the software, or the software logo pops on screen, stuff like that. So I try to have a good mix of parts where I'm looking at the camera and parts where I have to read it, right? And then you fix it in editing. So hopefully that helps. Oh, Lily Handy Agent Prep says collect emails using Google Forms questionnaire for contact info and connect to Zapier or Zapier. I never know how you say that. And the document or item you send. Okay, cool. Yeah, I never thought of doing it that way. Does that allow you? My first question about doing it that way is, does that allow the person to unsubscribe from your list if you're just collecting them into a form? You'd want to make sure that they have a way to unsubscribe from your list. And I'm not sure you can do that way, but maybe you can. I've never done that. Scott says I'm gaining 2.5 subs a day, so AI predicts I hit 100,000 in 2029. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Yes, but keep in mind, like, growth is not linear. It typically accelerates. As you grow faster and faster and faster, right? So, there you go. It took me 3.5 years. It took me over a year to get to 1,000, and it took me 3.5 years to get monetized. So there you go. No, he's not staying. Oh, yeah, sorry. I saw that earlier. No, I am not staying live until I hit 100,000. No, because that would be a 5-day live stream. I'm not doing that. Or 4-day. No, I'm not doing that. So just to let you know what I'm doing. So you can see the live counter. There's no way for me to kind of display that all the time, but why would I? My plan is this. Normally I go live every Tuesday. Next week I can't do that because I'm going to be on an airplane. So next week my plan is to go live Monday. Same time, 1 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. Okay? Now, throw into the mix the fact that it looks like I might hit 100,000 subscribers before then. What I plan to do is when I'm probably about 20, like how many did we gain today? Oh, I wrote down 99,290. So we've gained 58 subscribers. Awesome. During this live stream. Okay, 58. Let's write that down. That's pretty cool. During this live stream. And what am I? Let me just check one more thing. Oh, I got that here. I was at 99,239 at the end of yesterday. So I've got 109 today so far. 109. Yesterday I had 179, and the day before was 177. And so all that was tracking towards maybe early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, somewhere around there. My plan is when I'm around, what? I gained 58 today. When I'm somewhere between 50 and 20 away from hitting 100,000, I'm going to go live. Okay? No matter when it is, day or night, whatever day, I'm going to go live. And I've already told people, right, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go live, and I'm going to stay live then until it happens. All right? And just because I want to share it with you guys, I want to mark it. I might set up some kind of a fun thing online. I'll think of something. I always think of something to do fun during the thing. So, and then, yeah. And then, so if that happens Saturday night, I might go live Saturday night, and then again on Monday, right? So I'm going live Monday no matter what. That's my normal day is Tuesday, but it'll be Monday. So, yeah. And no, Heidi, you say, oh, a nighttime plunge. No. I'm not going to do the plunge live. Okay, let me set that record straight right now. I am not doing the plunge live. I'm going to record the plunge, though. Okay, so you might think, well, if you hit the 100,000 like Monday afternoon, and then you're jumping on a plane almost right away, when are you going to have time to do that? So I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm going to do the plunge in the next day or two and record it. I'm going to do it ahead of time. Okay? That is what I'm planning. I think. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I mean, it would be cool to do it live, but I don't know, like the logistics of that might not work. I don't even know how good the live would be in that location. Well, there's 2 possible locations I could do it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could. Yeah, so I definitely am not going to go in the ocean in the middle of the night. I can tell you that right now. But if it happens during the day, yeah, I don't know if I can do that. Someone says, no, wait till you have to get back. I'd do it live in the nearest body of water, regardless of where you are. Fair enough. Can I ask you to play these games anyway already? I have a game channel. No, I'm not a gamer. Do the dive after, so all your feeling is in it. Okay, yeah. Just let us celebrate with you. All we ask, anytime you choose. Yep, 100%. Recording the plunge ahead of time is cheeky. What if you never get there? Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm curious, what do other viewers think about you, Rob? So easy to watch and listen to. May I ask? What's that? What do other viewers think about Rob? So easy to watch and listen to? Hope so. Do it live, Amy says, sorry. Too hard to do it live, I think. It might be. Wait till you get back after 100,000 happens. Question, any disadvantages going live on my phone? Pros and cons. I find it a little bit harder to go live on your phone. I guess the main thing is you want to make sure you have a good connection. Do a speed test to make sure you have a good upload internet connection speed wherever it is you want to go live. That would be my number one thing. You should wait until after. Yes, too hard to do the plunge live. Don't plunge early. That's weird. After is more you, more authentic. That's true. Yeah, I do it after you hit 100,000. That way you're celebrating the victory. All right, you know what? I think you guys have convinced me. Well, all the more reason then this got to happen before Sunday, because Sunday is my last. I mean, maybe Monday morning I could, but if I want my daughter to be able to do it with me, it would have to be Sunday. If you were from Niagara Falls, you would chicken out. Well, I'm not going to chicken out. I can tell you that. Niagara Falls is beautiful, though. No rush. Just subscribe. Thought I already had. Oops. That's all right. iMovie is free video editing. Yes, it is. Please don't catch a cold by doing the plunge. Yeah, no, I won't. I'll be good. Let's see. Do it after so you have the real feelings. Yeah, I probably should. Yeah, all right. Okay, you guys convinced me. I'll wait till it happens. I'll wait. Yeah, but if you want it to be in cold, it's got. We need to. I don't know. We need 650 more in the next 3-4 days. I think we can get there. Congrats already, Rob. Can deleting or privating videos affect the algorithm? I re-uploaded one. Views, watch time, and likes dropped hard for the video and a new video after. If yes, how to reset it? Well, if you delete a video, you delete the views and the watch hours that video had. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know if I would do. You know what? If a video doesn't perform well, I would just leave it there anyways. And, unless it no longer applies to your audience, if it no longer applies, then I would private it. I wouldn't delete it. You can just private it. It can, it's a video you made. Like, why delete it? Then it's gone, right? You can private it, and then nobody would ever see it again. But yeah, I would just, if a video doesn't perform very well, that's okay. I would leave it, and then just make your next video. Like, focus. Look forward, not back, is my main point. Rob the Plunger. Do you recommend using cards? And if so, is there a way of stopping them from being visible for the entire video? Yeah, a card I think is only visible for a few seconds, right, in a long form video. A card meaning like a link to another one of your videos. I might use them one every 10th video or so. I'll put one in. I don't spend too much time. Like, again, whenever I think of questions like that, I think of how do I watch YouTube? And it's very rare that I will click on a card in the middle of a video to go watch another video. I want to finish watching the video I'm watching, right? So end cards. Sorry, when I say cards, I'm more thinking the ones in the middle. But end cards, yeah, I usually only have one. And I let YouTube YouTube choose which one is the best. Like best for viewer is what I always choose to put there. All right, let's see what else we got. Yes, it would be cool to have your daughter with you, but doing it after it actually happens is more authentic. Touche. You're right, Scott. Yeah, not the Niagara barrel. Yeah, no, that's just stupid. Not going to do the Niagara barrel. Or at the warm spot. That would be cool too. Yep. A real Canadian wood. LOL. Wood what? I'm guessing Hawaii. Nope. Not going to Hawaii. You can always plunge in the bathtub with warm water. Yeah, I could. I think that's cheating. And I think wetsuits or dry suits even is cheating. No, I'm going in with a bathing suit, like with a swimsuit. It's 15 Celsius in Fort Lauderdale, by the way. Pretty nice. Yeah, that's nice. That is nice. I don't think it has to be in the cold if you'll be near water on vacation. You sure you're from Canada? Yes, I'm from Canada. Born and raised. Except for a 6-month stint living in Wisconsin, I've lived here my whole life. Are you going to wear a shirt that says 100K when you do it? Nope, I don't have one. No, I'm not going to do that. 50 subs in one day is pretty sweet, though. Yeah, yes, it is. 62 now. Do you recommend going live as a brand new channel with hardly any engagement? Yeah, because then you're practicing going live. That's the main reason that I would do it. 100%. You'll get used to it. Actually, the hardest time to go live is when you have nobody watching you, right? Because then you've got to carry the show by yourself. You don't have people to fall back on, people to ask you questions. So that'll be the hardest live you ever do, when nobody's there. So yeah, do it. Do it right away and have some fun with it, and you will start learning right away. End screens are better than cards. I think so too. What are you using to see yourself right now? Is it the camera flip out monitor or a regular monitor with Ecamm? Funny you should ask. I see myself 3 different places. I'll show you where they are. I see myself there, but that's like 30 seconds delayed. And I see myself on the flip out camera. That's immediate. And that one is immediate right here, but that's usually the full screen. Now it's showing what you see. So yeah, but I'm not even really paying attention to myself. What I'm mostly paying attention to, what I'm looking at now, is that. I'm looking at that, the chat, as it's going up. Greece, Bahamas? Nope, nope. According to the research on YouTube subscriber, I will say it's not the US. I'm not going to the US. And it's not Canada either. And it's not Greece, and it's not the Bahamas. According to the latest research on YouTube subscribers, YouTube channels that have 100K subscribers are in the top 1% of YouTube channels, actually 0.9, and there are over 64 million channels as at the end of 2025. Cool. That's a lot of channels. Speedos or swimming trunks? Oh gosh, I don't like Speedos. Here's the thing. No, probably just swimming trunks. But I did have another pair that I used to do triathlons, and so there's a proper swimsuit for that. It makes you go faster. The advantage to something like that is it's tighter, and therefore it's not this flappy material that's going to be icy cold and very cold, right? But still, now I'm going to put up with that. I'm just going to wear regular swim trunks, but I'm probably not going to have a shirt on because, again, it'll just be too cold. I'll probably freeze trying to get it off. So I'll be able to dry off much quicker if I don't have a shirt on. But no, Speedies. Keep a bottle of water with you and christen yourself. I'll christen myself in the ocean. That would be cheating. Any ideas for a person with Parkinson's and speech challenges and typing challenges who wishes to open a channel? Yeah, so my advice right there, anything, and this doesn't just apply, so I don't know much about Parkinson's, but anytime anybody has a struggle, something that makes things challenging, I would almost lean into that and make the channel about that, if that's what you want to do. Like, you could have a channel like how I make YouTube videos with Parkinson's, right? This is hard because, like Parkinson's, I'm not going to be able to speak intelligently about this, but my point is any challenge that you have, I would lean into, and that can be part of what you are all about on YouTube. So that's my suggestion there. And I want to thank Mrs. ACRO9FC for the super thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yum. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And what's this? Is that pizza? Another super chat. Can't tell what that is. But thank you very much. Pair character. Oh, thank you. No problem. It's weird because Ecamm doesn't bring in the animations to Ecamm Live when I post things. So, I'm getting an error that YouTube is not receiving enough information. Hopefully I'm not freezing. I hope. How long into my YouTube journey did I start doing lives? I think it was over a year before I did my first one. Yeah, and I wasn't monetized at the time. And then I stopped for like a year and a half. And it wasn't until March 2024 that I picked it up again. No, I'm all good. Not freezing. Good. Awesome. Cheering you on, Rob. Thank you for sharing authentically and making room for others to do the same. My pleasure. I have fun with this. No freezing. Good. Awesome. Awesome. Is it better to post 2 videos at the same time when starting a brand new channel, or should I post 1 video at a time? Great question. I'm answering that question in tomorrow's video, I think. Is that tomorrow's? Let me take a quick look here. Come on, where are you? I'll give you a little sneak preview. Yeah, that's tomorrow's video. Let me double click this. Just because you guys are here. And this was cool scenery too. I filmed this one morning a couple days ago. Let me share my screen so you can see it. So this is tomorrow's video. And it's don't launch your YouTube channel with multiple videos. Okay, so it's exactly your question. So I'm going to answer it very quickly. I'll play you the first few seconds, the first 30 seconds or so.
When starting a YouTube channel, should you...
Can you hear that? That seemed awful low to me. Tell me if you can hear this.
When starting a YouTube channel, should you start...
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Start over again. Take 3.
When starting a YouTube channel, should you start with several videos? So what I mean by that is, should you create several videos before you upload any, and then upload them all at the same time and have them all go public at the same time? No, you should not do that. I understand why some people suggest you should and why some people think you should, and the reason is...
Good place to stop, and the reason is... Little cliffhanger there. No, I don't think you, no, that's not fair. I'm not going to let you watch the whole video now because then you're not going to watch it tomorrow. But you don't want your videos competing with each other. Like, give each one time to breathe. Like, you might have a winner in there, right? If you've made several videos, I would just upload one, give it time to grow. If it does, if it levels off and it's not getting any more views, then upload the second one. I wouldn't worry too much about not having another video of yours for somebody to watch after watching your first one. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, quite honestly, if somebody really liked your first video, actually, this is a really good point that I did not put in that video. I should make the video again. No. If somebody really liked your video so much that they want to subscribe and they want to see something else from you, right? That just builds anticipation. Oh, I can't wait till the next video is out. It's not going to be like, oh, I really liked that, but since there's not a second video, I'm not going to subscribe and I never want to see them again. That doesn't make sense. If they like it, they're going to, if anything, they're going to subscribe more if there's not another video to see because they want to see what you're going to make next. Okay? I did not make that argument in this video. I made other arguments. So, anyways, there you go. Looking forward to that video as I have the first 10 ready to go. What I would recommend is figure out how many videos you can make per week or per month or whatever comfortably going forward if you had none prepared. Okay, how many could you do comfortably without burning yourself out? If the answer is 1 a week and you've got 10 ready, and if you want to maybe give your channel a bit of a jump start, like hit it with several videos, I wouldn't do them all at once, but maybe every 3-4 days, maybe do 3 a week until all 10 have been published, and then you can continue making 1 a week, right? But if you decide on, say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday and Thursday, 2 a week, whatever, whatever you decide on, if one of your videos ends up doing really well and takes off and continues to bring in a whole bunch of views, I would then postpone the next one. Like, just give that one time to do its thing. You know what? maybe that's not the right way to go about it, but that's what I've done, and it's worked for me. That's the way I look at it. I just don't want... The one thing I always remember or think about is if YouTube wants to recommend one of my videos to somebody, well, when that somebody opens up their YouTube homepage and sees a list of a whole bunch of maybe 9 or 16 videos to choose from, and mine is one of them, well, if I've got 2 brand new videos that I just released, they're not going to suggest 2 of my videos. Only one. They're going to pick one. They're going to think, okay, this guy wants to watch Rob's videos. Oh, Rob's got 2 new videos. Okay, we'll show him this one. So it's going to have to make a decision. So that's the way I think about it. I almost think like I don't want my videos to compete with each other. Now, the more I say that, I think, well, they're not really competing with each other, because if they're about 2 different things, then it shouldn't matter that much. Well, maybe, but still, I would just, that's what I would do. If you want a more in-depth, now that video, tomorrow's video, it's only 6 minutes long. 6 minutes, no, what is it? Yeah, 6:17. So it's going to be a quick watch. There you go. Does anyone else notice Rob always stays with us longer than he says? He loves us. Yes, I do. Love you guys to death. And yes, I have. Wow, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, I probably should go soon. Almost. Not quite. But yeah, I never leave early. At least I don't think so. I don't think I've ever left early. Okay, just seen on vidIQ, Rob the Maritimer had a breakout video and 2.4 outlier, your earnings video. Really? Really? Like my earnings video from last week? I'll have to check that out. Or from last year. No, come back. I'm still here. Haven't left yet. I like doing fix-it videos on motorcycles, etc., but also like vlogs. How do I combine those 2 styles into one? P.S. I live in Alberta, but I'm from the Valley. Your videos remind me of home. Very good. The Valley is only about an hour from here. So here's what I would do. Or maybe not. You decide how you want to do this, but one idea. If you like fixing motorcycles and you like to vlog, and I mean, vlog is kind of a umbrella term. That could mean a bunch of different things. But if by vlogging you mean you just want to kind of tell stories and talk to the camera and tell stories, I think talking to the camera and telling stories works best if you're doing something. So you could be fixing a motorcycle, and like if it were me, I could talk about how to grow on YouTube while I'm fixing a motorcycle, right? Now I'm kind of doing 2 things. I'm doing this thing, but I'm talking. Picture it like, let's say you're working on your motorcycle and a friend comes over and asks you a question about something unrelated to the motorbike. It's about something else. Can you carry on that conversation while changing the oil on your bike? Right? Because then, it's the thing you're talking about that is going to be the title and whatever thumbnail text you put on the thumbnail and what your video's about, right? That's how you would title your video. But the thumbnail could be you working on your motorcycle with maybe some thumbnail text about what you're talking about. Anyway, my point is that's 2 different things that a viewer is trying to process at the same time. And you might keep people watching who are interested in what bike you're working on, and some people who are interested in what you have to say. Most people will probably click in to watch what you have to say or listen to what you have to say, but some might start just watching you work on your bike, and now they're listening to you and they're watching you. That's a good thing. That's just another way to keep people watching. The videos I make when I'm outside is kind of along that lines, although I'm not usually doing something. I'm usually just maybe walking or standing on the top of a hill or at the beach or walking on the trail, right? Either way, the scenery is changing. Like what people are seeing changes all the time. And I think that's valuable. People like that. It means I don't have to use B-roll as much. I can just let my video carry itself. Meanwhile, I'm talking about something unrelated to the trees I'm walking by, right? So that's what I would do. Well, one idea anyways. Rob, if it's 2 in the morning, will you go live then or next morning? I'll go live at 2 in the morning. I will go live. So if I go to bed Saturday night and I am 100 away, I'm probably going to set my alarm for a couple hours and then get up every once in a while and look. And as soon as I see that I'm within 50, I'm going to get up and get something to eat, probably splash some cold water on my face, wake up, and be ready for maybe 20 or 30 subs before 100K, and then I'll go live then. So yeah, no, I intend to be up no matter what time it is. I started my channel March of 2021 with the grounding of the container ship Ever Given in the Suez. It has changed my life. Keep it up. Oh, wow. Cool. I remember that. That's right. Yeah. Global trade stopped. I want to do walk and talk videos. I tried and tripped. LOL. How do you hold the camera and walk without tripping or bumping into people? Well, I walk on a trail without any people on it. That helps. But also, I don't stare at my camera. Like when I'm walking, I'll have the camera beside me, and picture walking with a friend, right? You don't stare at them the whole time. So I'm not always looking at the camera. And you can hold it a little bit out in front, so you're walking towards your camera a little bit. But I usually hold mine, I don't know, not directly beside me, but maybe, I don't know, 45 degrees off of the direction I'm moving towards. And I'll look at my feet. I'll look where I'm going. I only glance at my video. If you watch one of my walk and talk videos carefully, just take notice of where I'm looking. It's not usually at the camera. Every once in a while, I'll look at the camera and make eye contact, just as I would to a friend I'm walking with. So, can we phone you? LOL. No, you can't. Sorry. Question. That case, please do a community post before bed so we can be ready. I'll try to keep you informed as best as I can. Absolutely. Why do I have a crown in number 2? I think that means you've commented the second most. Look at top fans up at the top. And you can click on that and it'll list the people who commented the most or gave super chats or whatever it is. I don't know how the point system works. The super chat might have helped. Yes, it would have helped. I think you get a lot of points for super chats. Time is my biggest constraint and what's kept me from starting. Working full-time and family commitments. I can possibly post 1 to 2 times a month. Any advice on what I should focus on or ignore? Yeah, if you can keep your editing simple, which means keep your videos authentic and raw, that makes editing a whole lot faster. You don't have to spend as much time editing if you keep everything in, basically. So, you know, the simpler you can keep your content, maybe don't make super long videos, then they won't take as long to make. Just one clear topic. Every video is just one topic. Maybe it's a question that you answer by talking to the camera. And yeah, just keep it simple. Phone, microphone, selfie stick. That's all you need. And yeah, I mean, you will get, the more you do it, the faster you'll get. Like at this point, I could probably make 3 or 4 videos every single day if I wanted to, if I had enough to talk about. But, you know, I don't have that much to talk about. Has anyone ever stopped you in the street and asked if you're that guy on YouTube? Nope, not yet. I don't think I live in an urban enough place. It's a little more rural here. Okay. Sorry, Rob, but what is the app that you use as a dashboard for your picture-in-pictures? You mean in this live? In this live, I use Ecamm. But if you're referring to my videos, that's just in the way I use Camtasia to edit my videos when I'm doing picture-in-picture. Okay, so my earnings video that I did last week, where I was picture in picture, I used Camtasia. So so in other words, I don't set up the picture in picture ahead of time when I'm recording. I just record to my camera, my face, just regular widescreen recording to the SD card on my camera. And then I record my screen with like OBS or Ecamm. That records the screen, and I record my microphone. So there's the three things. And then I open up Camtasia, I bring all three things in, I sync them, and then I will, then I'll set how I want it to look. Like the camera of me, I will make sure that's on top, and then I'll crop it in, I'll round the corners, I'll move it down to the corner, right? So, but I'll make sure it's all synced up first before I do that, so it stays synced, right? So yeah, that's how I do that. It's good to know you can be successful and not plagued by fame. Yeah. No, I'm not famous. YouTube famous, I don't think that qualifies as famous. All right. You know what, guys? I got to go. I'm going to have to go. This was fun, though. Almost 3 hours. 10 minutes short of 3 hours. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for this. For this journey that is about to hit 100,000 subscribers. That's so awesome. Hopefully it happens before I have to go away, and I will do the plunge after it happens, okay? Wherever that is. You guys get to decide. Well, actually, not you guys. You guys are all subscribed, but those who are not subscribed get to decide where it happens. If they want it to happen in the cold, they got to subscribe. But I'm not going to make another video like that. That was weird to make that video in the first place, because I was even saying to ChatGPT, like, I tell people not to ask people to subscribe. In fact, I tell people to unsubscribe if my content isn't up your alley. So how can I then try to get this accelerated by 2 days? And when I first started talking to ChatGPT about it, I think it was a few days ago. I said, I've got like 10 days before I go away. And right now it's looking like it's going to happen on like the 10th day. So how can I move it up 1 or 2 days? And it said, oh yeah, you don't ask for it. Just say things like, you can affect the story, right? Things like that. And yeah, so I made that video, that 4-minute video on the beach the other day. Yesterday, I think. Anyway, what's the temperature of the water right now? I don't even know. Like, I know it's cold enough to freeze. In the morning sometimes when actually you'll see that in tomorrow's video, it's frozen then. In the morning when there's no waves, before the waves come up, there's a little bit of ice forming. So that would suggest the surface of it anyways is 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. It's cold. It's cold. Around 32. But I guess water is a bit of an insulator, right? So as you go down, like normally, if you swim in the summertime, the top part of the water, of the lake or the ocean, is warmer than a couple feet down, right? Especially the ocean, right? Unless you stir the water up and mix it up, then you can get it warmer everywhere. But usually if the water's cold, float on top, and that's the warmest spot. In the winter, I bet you it's the opposite. Right? It's probably freezing at top. Like if it's 0, if it's below freezing outside the air temperature, the ice is probably there, but the lower you go, it probably gets a little warmer. So anyways, I'll let you know. I will let you know. Hit the like button. Yes. If you liked this. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in a couple days. We'll do this again. And watch for my video tomorrow. All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye.